was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco on deck. Say what's up to the people, Coco.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Man, shout out to y'all for joining us tonight. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Likes are free. Smash that like button. Also, hit that subscribe, man. We got a lot of folks who watch the show consistently every Wednesday night, but they have yet to subscribe. So, man, smash that subscribe, man. Help us grow the platform. Help us grow the channel so we can get these great conversations, these great perspectives out to as many of our people as possible. Also, man, hit that share, man. I said that's how you get this information out here to more folks. So definitely smash that share as well, man. And once again, just so you are aware of what we drop and when we drop, let's make sure you've hit those notification bells so you know when we drop content, from the page. So yeah, once again, man, smash that like button if you haven't already. Smash that like button. See what we got checking in, man. Shout out to the real one in the building. He said, hey, everybody, what's going on, the real one? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Shout out to Donovan Crawford in the building, my guy. What up, though? Happy Wednesday, fam. What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight as well. All right, let me do this real quick. We're going to get to it. Here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. You coming through an Apple device. I'm saying we got some traders out there. If you're coming through an Apple device, you know what I'm saying, come on through your device. But, man, join us up on the panel, man. Bring your perspective to the conversation. Like I said, we run from no topics. Yeah, we want to hear from everybody. So, man, bring your perspective to the platform, bring it to the conversation, and let's have it. In addition to the video feed here, we also have this link in the chat feeds. So you can catch it at the chat at YouTube, at the Kandid Konvos page, or you can catch it at the chat in on Facebook at the Kandid Konvos page as well. So we Kandid Konvos on all the platforms. So definitely, like I said, follow us on all the platforms, IG, YouTube, and Facebook. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, I think that's it. So I'll leave this link up here a little bit as we get into the conversation. So let's see. I don't know. We might get right to it. See how this night go. Let's go and get right on to it, man. Topic for tonight. Black men need to listen more. Man, y'all been coming for us lately, man. Topic for tonight. Black men need to listen more. Okay, well, guess we need to listen more. Let me drop this link. Y'all let us know if y'all need that link. All right. What's that hopping on? It must be, what was that, JR? Who was that? Oh, okay. All right. So let y'all get situated. That JR hopping on. What's going on, man? You all right?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man.
Oh, that's good.
All right, cool. Yeah, we about to get it going. I see beatboxing and hopped on. What's going on with you, man? You all right? Say that again. I can't hear you, man. No, we can't hear your audio.
My bad. It was I pressed. Can you hear me now? My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had to take care of the little squish. See, she just turned 7 months today, so she's acting a little brand new. She's teething, so.
I understand.
She must have took your tongue in it, bro.
What? What did you say to me?
I said she must have took your tongue in it.
What?
I'm gonna stay out of that, man. I don't know.
Oh my God!
JR, man, you got this clarified. What did you say, man? I ain't hear that, man.
Oh no! Obviously, he couldn't speak earlier, innit? He's on mute, so I said she must have took his tongue.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got
I thought you said something wild.
Oh, nah. Come on, bro. God damn it.
It's that UK slang.
Yeah, I was like, man, we about to start this night off like this.
Hell no.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right, we're gonna go and get on into it, man. I don't know. I guess since y'all say the men need to listen more, I guess y'all talking to the men tonight. I guess we're gonna see how this goes. Let me see what it is.
I'm going to expound on the comment you were saying that in relationships, it's not just the men who get too comfortable, it's also the women who get too comfortable. And you mentioned like you used to look good and now you showing up in a bonnet. Men might not want to hear this, but your woman is a reflection of you. And I've never seen a woman who is loved correctly and healthily fully let herself go without her man intervening. So when we hit those moments of we starting to fall off, that affirmation, that confidence building, baby, let's do this, let's get you together. A man can bring you back to yourself as his reflection in such a way that she gonna take that bonnet off. She gonna want to look good for you. If you ever want to see how well a man is loving his woman, see how well she takes care of herself. And you'll see a woman so put together like, man, I know you being loved at home. I could tell by the way your skin glowing. I could tell by the way your edges is laid. I could tell by the way your nails is done. Versus you look at a woman who done had all the energy sucked out of your life. He putting you do it over there, girl. Your hair ain't been done in months. You ain't shaved them legs in a minute. So if you feel like the woman is letting herself go, ask yourself, Your woman is your reflection. Am I loving her correctly to the point that she wants to show up as her best self? What can I do to even take her away from herself, right? Because as our safe spaces, sometimes it's not your man doing anything wrong. We deal with a lot of mental stuff. Sometimes your mind is attacking you. Sometimes your emotions is getting the best of you. I need you to come and fight for me. So keeping me safe ain't just keeping me safe in the streets. Keep me safe from myself so much that I don't get to attack myself. And you come and intervene on my behalf when I start to let myself go instead of leaving me or cheating.
Topic for the night. Black men need to listen more. Okay, y'all drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about what the young lady said. Let's say shout out to tonight's conversation for the content, that particular content tonight. Let's definitely check them out on all social media platforms. Hey, y'all drop a comment. Let me know what do y'all think about what she just said. That one interesting. Hold on, let me check the comments. Let's see. Kenyatta say happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Let's see. I think that's Paulo Jr. He said happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you, Paulo. Appreciate you for hopping on with us tonight as well.
Yeah, that's me, man. That's me.
Oh, okay. My bad. my bad. Let's see. Donovan said,
you in the comments tonight and on the panel? You doing double time, JR.
Man, JR over here. JR got a lot. He got a lot going on over. We almost got a fight started, man. Just fresh out the show. All right, let me get this comment from Donovan, then I'll come back. Let's see. Relationships are two-way streets until, let's see, one or more parties becomes taxed and lazy. Okay. Well, I'm coming on back to the panel, man. Coco, Beatboxers, JR. What y'all think about what the young lady said? Let me know if I need to run anything back. Let me get this comment. Comments coming in. Shout out to Tweet Bell in the building. She said a woman's supposed to always keep herself up. That's self-respect. I appreciate that comment right there. Tweet. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight as well. See, Kenyatta said, what real woman is wearing bonnets outside?
Amen.
Yeah, this bonnet conversation has been going on for a while. But yeah, appreciate this right here. That's a great question. All right, I'm coming back to the panel. Oh, I see Coco, you off. What's you want to give first deals? What you thinking on this?
I mean, I just think that this is such an interesting. It's weird because she said two different things in the same comment. So I'm lost, right? Like, it's like she blaming the state of a woman's self-confidence on a man is wild, right? Like, because to a certain, I agree with Tweet when she says that a woman is supposed to always keep herself up, right? That's self-respect, that her confidence is tied up in that. If she feels secure in herself, is tied up in that. All of these internal things that are going on with her is tied up on how she presents herself to the world. That doesn't have anything to do with her man, right? Now, do I think that a man can see his woman going through something and encourage her? Absolutely. If he sees that she's overwhelmed with responsibilities, he can take some of those things off of her plate. So absolutely he can do that, right? So there are ways that a man can intervene. But I don't know of the idea of making it solely on a man how she looks, how she presents herself to the world. Like making that solely his responsibility if she goes out without a bonnet or not. Or if she, you know what I'm saying? Like if her skin glows or not. Putting that solely on him is crazy, right? Because what about her independent self? Like y'all crazy out here talking about, it's weird, talking about how independent you are and how self-reliant you are and all of this. But then when it's time to blame a man for something, it's, well, he can speak her back to life. It's like, so he's gonna be the one to pull her up out of postpartum depression. He's gonna be the one to pull her up out of severe anxiety. He's gonna be the one to do that. Or if she's going through that, doesn't she need to talk to somebody professional for that? Now he might pay for that. He might drive her to the appointment, make sure she get there. But he's not going to be the one to solely and wholly be able to pull her through that. He could pray over her. He could petition on her behalf. A lot of those battles can be fought spiritually. Now that he can do and that he should do. But to put all of that on a man and say that's his soul, I can tell how well he loves her based off of how he looked. That's crazy. We got to get off the internet because we would think we would have zero sense of what reality really is in anything, but especially in relationships, right? Like a woman could just be going through a rough patch, right? Like she's maybe down on herself, just feeling a little down, took a hit, her ego might have took a hit, she feeling a little insecure, maybe she gained a couple pounds and she just not feeling like herself. He can definitely encourage her. He can be like, boo, let's go to the gym together. He can certainly do that, right? He can help. But to put that sole responsibility on him is crazy. And then it's almost like after she finished saying all that, then she come back and says, well, sometimes women are going through things that are like, she depressed. And it's like, exactly. So how is her man loving her supposed to get her out of that? It's going to take more than just him loving her to get her out of that. His love alone is not going to be able to get her out of that. So it's not his responsibility alone to make sure she never gets into that. I just think it's unrealistic. It's just another unrealistic, expectation as women that we're now placing on men.
Okay. Appreciate that right there. B-Box and JR, I don't know if y'all want to say anything on this. Come off mute, say whatever you want to say. Or if you're good, let me know. Go ahead, B-Box. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Go ahead, JR. Not come to B-Box. Go ahead, JR.
That's fine. Yeah, and I was going to say... I am trying to understand where the lady's coming from, right? Because I was kind of sitting there thinking, okay, is what she's saying that, in the sense of her man pouring into her, the kind of question that men are, asking women to pour into their man to kind of fire them up, the extra battery in a pack type of vibe. So I didn't necessarily want to look at it in a negative way, right? Because I was trying to understand exactly where she's coming from. Now, with my emotional intelligence, this is where she messed up at the end, right? Making a situation where I understand how women are like or can be like. And then it's a case of, now you're taking out of me because you're basically telling me that black men should listen more to you taking it out of me, basically. Because you've alluded to, you have your problems. So when you're going through your problems, do you actually want the help? Or do you just want me to listen and just take the lashings from you? Which one is it? So that's what I think she messed up with the comment at the end about women are basically just women. Okay then. So what am I supposed to do then if you're just a woman? Listen or actually help you? Which one?
That's real right there. Appreciate the comment. Go ahead, B-Boss.
I was actually going to kind of say what JR was saying just at the end there, because I think you're dealing with a problem with intimacy, and intimacy, everybody talks about like sexual. No, there's a lot like bearing yourself to one another is just being your true self to one another. I think a lot of men fear saying like, hey, baby, you shouldn't wear that bonnet because they know they're about to get blasted. Or like the usual trope. Hey, baby, do I look fat in this dress? Well, you already know the deal. Why are you asking me? It's just one of those, like, I believe it's a tale as old as time. If you have like good communication and you have true intimacy, it's not really an issue. But like JR said, I just think sometimes women just want to complain, and then you just got to take it. Although I will say this, I am of two minds because I do empathize with her to a degree that, your partner, your partner or spouse can really can affect your mood depending on what's going on. So that can happen, right? I'm not totally like, I get where she's going to a degree there. I mean, you can see men, same thing with men. They can look disheveled and stuff like, hey, baby, I just need you to talk to me. I need you to lift me up a little bit, So that part I get. But I just think that men fear that backlash. That's just how I feel, though.
Okay. No, I appreciate that right there. Get this comment, then we'll get back into it. If it'll come up. Let's see, the real one said, let's see, I can see you wanting some sort of motivation from your significant other, but there's a huge portion of you that's got to be the one to find motivation to want to be better overall yourself. Yeah, no, that's facts. Definitely facts right there. Yeah, I think the overall sentiment of what she's saying was, you know what I'm saying, there was some validity to the overall sentiment, but it's like when you break down the details, that's where you hear the problem. Yeah, I think overall, if folks are in a healthy relationship or a successful relationship, you're gonna see that in both of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, so if you are linked up or connected with somebody who's positive for you and you know what I'm saying, helps to level you out, balance you, these types of things, support each other. Of course, we're going to see the benefits of that. But what I have an issue with is you making a choice to do something and then that being the other person's fault. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah, the young lady starts off by saying that this woman is a reflection of the man. So if she starts to essentially fall off physically, then he needs to look at himself. That right there, that whole statement to me, it just lacks accountability. Yeah, it just lacks accountability. If I'm gonna be real about it, it just lacks accountability. Yeah, but at the end of the day, when we talk about somebody being a reflection, and I think this is a part of our problem these days, we keep trying to change and redefine everything. Yeah, we want to redefine what it means to be somebody's reflection. We want to redefine what it means to be equally yoked. We want to redefine what it means to be successfully married. It's like we want to redefine all these terms. Yeah, when we're talking about somebody being somebody's reflection, we got to go back to the beginning. We got to go back to when this young lady was selected. Yeah, this young lady was selected by this man because he saw certain qualities in this young lady, which in turn he said to himself, this would be a great companion for me and we can build together. Yeah, that's where this whole concept of reflection starts. Yeah, this guy is looking for things that are going to match what he's trying to do. Yep, so 9 times out of 10, he's already seen something in this young lady that got her selected. Yep, so for us to then come back and say that this young lady deciding that she want to fall off or whatever, and now she no longer wants to prioritize her appearance and all of that, that's not tied to no reflection of him. Yeah, but see, we could present it that way because we want to redefine everything. We want to change everything. We want to change around the meaning so we can get it to fit our narratives and all of this nonsense. So that's why I said when I listen to this young lady, is when she gets into the details of what she's saying, that's where I hear the problems at. Yeah, the other thing is she's talking about this man. She's never seen a woman fall off fully or get to a point of falling off fully without this man intervening. Now, don't get me wrong. A man can intervene. Yep, he can intervene. But I think the question that we need to ask is, should he? Yep, should he intervene? Yep, and I'm sure different folks gonna have their different answers for that. But that's the question I'm presenting. Should he intervene? Yeah, this is the situation where a person has chosen to do whatever they're doing. Should he intervene? So y'all let me know what y'all say. Y'all drop a comment. I'm gonna keep going. The other thing that she said is that you can tell how essentially happy or yeah, let's just put it that way. You can tell how happy, this woman is essentially by how she looks. And I'll be honest, that's cap too. Yep, that's cap too. See, I think once again we've changed things. We've gotten so shallow. Like it's not just about how this lady looks, because we done seen this time and time again. There's folks all over the internet right now. Yeah, they got their fresh veneers on. They got their 36-inch bust downs on. They got what the lady say, they got their face beat. They got their Louis Vuitton bags and purses, got on their Prada shoes, and they some of the most unhappy people you'll ever meet. Yeah, so I'm not sure that how somebody looks, especially physically, is a full reflection if we gonna go there. Because like I said, we done seen many of examples of that. Yeah, they done had all the surgeries, which y'all say they body snatched, they waist snatched. According to a lot of folks, they look like $1 million, but they some of the most unhappy people if you ever meet them in person and have a conversation with them. So yeah, once again, it's in the details of what this young lady is saying is, is where I think it's falling apart. Yeah, but I think overall in a successful relationship is if each person is supporting each other and pouring into each other, then I think that's when you're gonna see your best outcome. But yeah, I hear some faults in what some of this young lady was saying. So I'll leave it like that. Let me get this comment real quick. I'm gonna come back to the panel. See, Kenyatta said they want to redefine the word average. Yeah, no, this is facts. Yeah, we done played around with the word average so many times. Yeah, it's a lot of redefining of words and terms going on these days to try to fit narratives. And I said, I think it's causing issues. I said, I know one right now, that's really hot for me right now is I keep hearing everybody talking about equally yoked. And they didn't change and redefine that word 1 million times. It's like it don't even mean what it started out meaning at this point. But everybody always talking about equally yoked. I'm not going to settle because we ain't equally yoked. I keep hearing this same nonsense. So, yeah, that's a lot of our problem. We keep redefining words to fit our narratives. And like I said, we be off in left field somewhere. See, Donovan said, let's see, I've seen some ugly, happy people. Yeah.
Me too. Plenty of them.
Facts. Yeah, so I think, like I said, once again, we can't continue to get caught up in a lot of these facades. Yeah, people get caught up in these facades. I mean, why y'all think folks these days go so hard with this designer stuff? Yeah, they can't even afford it. Most of them, let's just be honest, most of them can't even afford it. And then the folks that really can afford it like that, they don't even wear it. But people go hard to put these costumes on, to keep these facades up, to have you thinking they the happiest wife ever. Have you thinking they the happiest husband just because they got on some name brands and they drive around in the Benz. And it's just like, but then when you get into the situation, then you're like, man, neither one of y'all happy. Like, what's really going on in here? So yeah, it's a lot of that going on. So we got to be mindful of that. Let me check back in with the panel. I see Civil just hopped on. What's going on, Civil? I don't know if you want to say something on this or not, man.
No, what's going on, everybody? Sorry for jumping on super late. Just getting home, handling stuff. You know when y'all that happens.
So it's all good, man.
Yeah, but in regards to everything that's kind of already been talked about in regards to what the young woman said, I think everyone kind of already hit it on the head. It's just a matter of, it's just unfortunate. It really is just unfortunate because most people just assume that everyone else comes pre-assembled and pre-packaged and exactly how they should be. And then they forget that there is beauty in the struggle because you are supposed to help lift each other up, especially in a marriage. And keeping up with the Joneses now, and I'm thinking it's because of social media. It's just so destructive to every community. I remember when I was growing up, it was okay to go shop at Burlington Coat Factory, Marshalls and Ross, and you get your, Fat Albert Fubu. And then now it's like these kids have to go get designer labels, designer names. And it's like Gucci suits are now a thing that kids in high school are supposed to be wearing. You go to high school with these people, they know your chain is fake. They know it's not real. They know you. They know you're not rich. But we all still play these parts.
Yeah, no, that's real right there, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, let's say once again, I think her overall sentiment, I think, was valid. I just sent it to you, Vince. Yeah, I just sent you the link in the messenger, man. I think overall her sentiment was valid. But yeah, I think once you dug into the details of what she was saying, there was definitely some flaws in there. And listen, I think we just got to take note of this stuff, because I said this is really what happens. I said we've got these channels, these shows, these tonight's conversations, and everybody else. And I said they got to sell these tickets, but you get out here and folks are just saying this stuff. And this guy, let's be honest, this got good shock value. Sounds good. Yeah, but you just got to be careful with some of the stuff that you absorbing. Because once again, like I said, I always like to look at, who is coming from, what kind of results do they have, and just really digest if it actually makes sense, or is it the fluff? So yeah, no, the details are important. The details matter. And like I said, we really got to pay attention to that stuff. Is that Vince? Vince, what's going on, man? Is he there? Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
Yeah, he's muted for now.
Okay. Well, y'all, if y'all ain't got nothing else, I'll go on to the next one, because I got a couple down here. I didn't know if he wanted to say something because he hopped up or he just dropped. Okay. Well, let me go on to the next one, and we'll keep going.
Hi, it's me again, back with another episode of saying things I'm probably not supposed to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because one can't beat me. So on today's episode, I just want to address this. I feel like men should stop dating women who are broke. And I say that with the utmost respect. I feel like if you have your money as a man and things are going for you, you shouldn't date a woman below your tax bracket. Equal or higher. And I know everybody's gonna disagree with me. But in all honesty, broke woman leave you guys so traumatized. That's when you meet a woman who has her own and has her stuff together, you guys don't know how to act because you're so traumatized by a broke pocket girl. You must stop dating broke pocket girl. Lord, man, sure.
She slapped y'all. Slapped some sense right into y'all.
I guess so. Well, this young lady said that the fellas, they need to stop dating the broke women. The broke women traumatize the men. Okay, well, I said drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say on that down in the chat. Let me check in with the panel. You know what? I gotta come to Beatboxer first on this one. Beatboxer, what you think, man? Is she dropping facts? What you think, man?
Like, man, y'all can listen to her if you want to. That's moronic and stupid. Listen, I mean, this does go back to, like, Silva, you were on this panel when we were talking about the credit report. Like, there is a little bit, like, I get it to a degree, right? I understand. But men don't care about none of that. Like we care about if we need to build, right? Like, okay, you can be a liability to me, but we care about how good you look and your femininity, and if you're gonna listen to me. That's it. In fact, for a lot of men, you guys can back me up or go back and go against me if you want. Women who have their own quote unquote usually are annoying, pretentious, go back and forth with you. They can't take no for no answer. I don't know, man. Like, in my experience dealing with, I work in finance, I'm around these boss chicks. No, thank you. Like, I just wouldn't do it. Like, I don't, and they're like, I don't know why I'm single. I know why. I understand. Like, I don't know, man. Y'all listen to her if you want to. No, thank you.
Oh man. Okay. Well, let me check in with the rest. Civil, JR, Coco. I said, come off mute, say whatever you want to say. If you want to say something, if not, let me know. Go ahead, Civil.
100% agree with Beatboxer. You know, it's cool because most of the time people do end up dating within their own socioeconomic status because that's who they're exposed to on a continued basis. But it's definitely like not even in the top 10 of a question I'm concerned with if I were to approach a woman. People I know, not me specifically, but people I know and have heard back in the day, they would hook up with these quote unquote boss chicks just to do it as a means of just saying, well, I got you. I win in the end. But the reality of it is most of the time, if you're looking for somebody that's going to be your piece, someone that's in constant competition with you is not going to be your piece. Like, I don't want to literally come back from hunting and then have to argue with you about who's going to clean up the kitchen. That's just not a thing that happens.
Okay. Appreciate that right there.
Or
Jake,
the
go
hunting
ahead.
analogy, or even the hunting analogy, some of these women would say, well, my buck's bigger than yours. You need to get another bigger buck. It's crazy work. No, like, don't listen to these ladies. They don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
So what we're saying here then, fellas, that obviously it's either one, right? So women that make money are disrespectful to men, and women that don't make money are respectful to men, right? Is that we're basically kind of alluding to?
No. So let me add some context. So I think the overall consensus has been the women that are making money that also have that attitude. The fellas don't like that. But general consensus, the young lady who is not making all that type of money, but she's got the good attitude, the fellas do like that. So that's what I've heard, JR.
No, understood. Because my thing is, I don't believe that a woman that's got money and a woman that ain't got money are any different to each other. They're both the same in terms of their attitude, money or not. Hence why when Miss Coco says she slapped the men in the face, hey, I dodged that real quick. Baby, bring that money over here, right? Because if a broke woman gonna give me bad attitude, I must make my life easier and you can help me with the bills, baby. 'Cause I keep telling you, if you're gonna keep opening up that mouth, pay your way. Otherwise, sit there and be quiet and let me do my job. But like I said, the broke woman and the woman with the money, they're both the same, you know, man. So, might as well go with the one that's got the money. Should make your life a lot easier while she's disrespecting you, right?
I wholeheartedly agree.
JR is one of the
Agree.
funniest people just ever.
I mean, but I agree. And this is why I agree.
Oh, come on.
This is why. Because they're one and the same. Women are telling men are determined. I'm sorry, let me restate that. Women are wanting to determine who the broke men are. Now women want to determine who the broke women are. How, Sway? Like, how, Sway? Like, how are women the ones determining the broke men and the broke women? So they got to be one and the same. Because how are you? So you get what I'm saying? It's like it's make it. I'm just saying, y'all.
I've never seen you out of a loss for words. You're a loss for words.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, how are you determining both the broke men and the broke women, but you're excluding yourself from that, right? Like, how? Like, how do we not know you're broke? How do you define broke? Like, you clearly get it wrong for men. The men that you are qualifying as broke are not broke, okay? Just because they don't, they're not irresponsible with their finances doesn't make them broke. But those are a lot of the men that you're calling broke because they want to take you on a coffee date first to get to know you before they spend $500 on a dinner, right? They're broke, right? They're broke, right? So that's the guy that's broke to you. So what criteria are you using to determine a broke woman? Because I thought y'all all had it going on. Y'all most enrolled. Y'all, you guys are what y'all say? Y'all outpacing men in earnings, which is not true, but okay, let's go with that. We believe in fairy tales over here. You know what I'm saying? Like what they say, men have higher debt levels than women. That's what I'm hearing. That's the new one that I heard. I don't know where they got that from. I do not know where they got. I'm just telling you what is being said.
I got triggered, Miss Coco. I got triggered.
Being said is that they're the most enrolled, that they're outpacing you guys in earnings, that men have higher debt levels than women. This is what I'm hearing in the streets. Okay. So now these are the people that are determining who are broke on the male side and who are broke on the female side. And this is who we're listening to. So I agree with JR. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just get you one that got some money and then at least you get something out of it.
Yeah, big bucks are like, you gotta understand it. You gotta understand what it is, yeah? Like, bro, black women asking black men to listen to them. And JR, I do that very well. I pick and choose what benefits me, just like black women pick and choose what benefits them. You know what benefits me? A woman bringing money to the table today. So you know what don't benefit me? Disrespect. So like I said, if a broke woman go and disrespect you whilst you're paying all the bills, bro, don't struggle all this life here for all that. You might as well take the disrespect. Wash yourself and you pay the bills, bro. Today. Also, I understand obviously you're married and that, right? I'm talking obviously from a single man perspective. Now, I ain't saying that men don't get disrespected in their marriages and whatnot, but I'm just saying that for the single men out here, whatever it is, if that's how you want to start the game, baby, bring that money. But we're talking about listening, right? If I say to you now, hey, stop working, is she gonna stop working? But what's she gonna ask for? You better make sure you what?
She don't want to be a broke chick.
Does that make sense,
So
bro?
she gotta keep
You
working.
gotta make sure you're able to fund my life. But if you're not able to do that, don't tell me what to do. Hey, I ain't here to tell a woman what to do on this universe, because I don't do that. I mean, I don't tell them what to do, bro. I just listen to what it is and I just adapt.
Oh, come on.
I understand exactly what you're saying, JR.
I get
exactly what you're saying.
Listen, if it's like that, just be single, black men. I'm serious, bro. Because I hear you, JR, and I do understand. Like, I think this is a general disrespect, no matter what money women are making. So I do get that. I'm saying there, and I'm not saying there's a causation, but there is this weird correlation between women who are bossed up, got all these degrees, got that baddie look when they look like drag queens, and they got bad attitudes, right? There's this weird correlation with that. Not all, but it's weird. Versus women who work at McDonald's, you can work with that. I'm not, that's all I'm trying to say, right? And sorry, if I offend anybody, I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. A lot of these women look like RuPaul. I'm just saying, but I don't know, man. I just think it's, man, JR, are you trying to say it's over? Are you joining my side, JR? Is that what you're trying to say? You saying it's kind of done?
Bro, it's been over, man.
Yeah, no, man.
Say it ain't
JR is trying to make the
so.
best. No, JR is trying to make the best out of the, a bad situation.
Okay, let me present this question. Let's see, because I really want to understand this. Actually, let me get this comment, then we'll come right back. Let's see. Tweet Bell said, let's see, men/women, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating nobody. You should be trying to get yourself together. You know what, Tweet? I agree with this, but I'm gonna be honest. I think that this is age specific. Yep, I think it's okay to be dating somebody in your 20s and be broke. I think that's okay. Yep, I think a lot of the successful relationships that we see out here today, a lot of them started with a woman and a man being broke in their teens and 20s, getting married, having kids, and starting a family, and basically building from there. Yep, and now in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, you know, they done came into their money, the family situated, kids off to college, somebody talking retirement, somebody, lady, you know, the mother may not be working anymore. She may be at home. You know, the father got a couple businesses running, got property everywhere. So I think that this statement, I understand what you're saying, but I think it's age specific. Yeah, because a lot of the successful marriages that I've seen started out from two broke folks getting together in their 20s and building together until they got older, and you know, when somebody passes away. That's what they look like. And I think even for some of them, they got married in their late teens, especially if they came out of the South. They got married in their late teens, got together, broke, got jobs, worked, got married, had some kids, started a family, and they've been married for the last 50 years. So, yeah, I think this is age specific. If we talking, you know what I'm saying, 40s, 30s, yeah, I think this is different. But somebody in their 20s, I think that's how the relationships that's lasted and are still going, it probably started with somebody in their 20s being broke, if we go back and look at it. So, yeah, but I agree with you on this, though. Let's see. Kenyatta said, beatboxing, sometimes you can't tell the difference. Oh, yeah. No, that's facts. This kind of goes back to the point I was making earlier. Appreciate this comment, Kenyatta. This kind of goes back to my point I was making earlier about this redefinition. Yeah, we redefine and we changing a lot of things these days. Yeah, physical appearances, words and what they mean. We doing a lot of stuff. Like I said, and wondering why stuff getting wild out here. So, yeah, we really got to think about that. See, shout out to Victoria and Williams in a minute in the building. She said, true. Okay, let me come on back to the panel. Vince, man, I saw you try to pop on. Was you trying to say something, man?
I just got on, man. My Wi-Fi was acting crazy, and you know, both of the kids back in school now, so
I feel you running around.
Took me a little minute to get everything together, but I think I missed the second video, so I'm just gonna hold on to the next one.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll let you get. You need time to get situated, or you want to?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, you want to say something now? Or you want to wait?
No, I want to wait because I didn't see the second video.
Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. So let me let's see. I think that's all the comments. Okay, well we can jump over to the next one if y'all ready. Y'all ready? All right, we going here.
One quick thing, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Silver. Go ahead.
Just to kind of build on what you said, and then also to address you a little bit, JR. One thing to consider is like when you're younger, the stuff that you do at that time is going to lead to what you end up, you know, attracting and being when you get older. So I'm 100% in agreement with the absolutely not tolerating disrespect. But at the same time, don't let your values fold just because one woman has money versus one doesn't. There are still good, genuine people out there. You can find somebody who may be building their career. They may be getting started just like you, and you guys can build together, and then you can learn each other, and you can kind of start to fit together with each other versus trying to find somebody that's already pre-assembled. Like, I don't want you or anyone to think that things are lost, because the reality of the situation is you're more than likely going to have children. And if you're saying that the world is currently lost, it's only going to be worse for the children that you have, which is completely unfair to them. Just don't fold. It's super hard to do. Don't fold. have what your expectations are, be someone who's worthy of those expectations, and just stand your ground. You'll get it, you'll find it in this community, in another community, in another nation. Somewhere you will find that. And that's just the biggest thing I would say to men. Become better, and then you can demand more, realistically.
Okay. No, I appreciate that right there. All right, let me keep going. Let's see, we got number 3 down here.
All right, question for the fellas, and be honest. Would you marry a woman who is a perfect 10 to you, who is like amazing, like magical? She's not like anyone you've ever met before. She's literally, if you could build a woman to be with, this is her. Would you marry her if you met her and she told you up front that from her previous life she had a really high body count, but she's completely clean? She has never met anybody that you know. She never did anything that's online, and none of your friends or family would ever find out. Would you date her and marry her, despite having a really high body count, if she's honest about it and no one else would ever know? We say body count is a thing, right? So is it enough of a deal breaker that you would not stay with your dream woman because of it? You tell me.
Okay, so I know tonight we're talking black men need to listen more. So this young lady's dropping her question. And I said, drop a comment, let me know what y'all say to what she is saying. She is saying, fellas, if you found your perfect girl, she said your perfect 10, I guess if she hit all of the criteria you was looking for, and then she, was transparent and told you she had been around a little bit back in the day. She said in her previous life, being honest, would you overlook that and still go ahead and rock out if she hitting all of your criteria? I guess that's how she's putting that. So let me come to the panel. I guess this is for the fellas right here. So Beatbox is Civil, Vincent, JR. What y'all say? Anybody come off mute? Go and say what you want to say. Yeah, I gotta hear from y'all. I gotta see what the fellas say. It's the fellas. Go ahead, Civil. Well, I'm a Civil first, then JR second. Go ahead, Civil.
Man, and this is a hard one to say. I just no. Just straight up no. And it's not because that the body count necessarily devalues the woman, although we all know it does. It's the person that they would be as a result of said body count, and the person that made the decisions to just give themselves away so freely. It just, I understand what she's trying to pose as the question, but it's like the credit report, episode we did a couple weeks back. Someone that makes those decisions, unless there's a really big come to Jesus moment, they're going to continue to make those decisions, and it's going to show and play out in their life and the things that they do. So that'd have to be a no for me, simply because of those things. If she was absolutely perfect, nobody else knew, she did all the work that would be necessary to get to where she'd be good, yeah, that's still probably going to be a no for me, because I could just find somebody that doesn't have all those issues. Like, I mean, men don't have to just pick what's left and what's there. They can get what they want as long as they present something that is worth it. So that's just real. No.
Okay, appreciate that right there. JR, what was you gonna say, man?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, yeah, perfect 10 or whatever it is in my world, right? She's happened to catch a lot of bodies, so that means she would have been a perfect 10 to other men too, at the very least. Now, my question is, why didn't the previous guy before me get down on one knee if he was so perfect?
Good question.
Because I don't think ladies actually understand, right? Like Civil said, it's not about body count, but at the same time it is. Oh yeah, it is. We know what it is out here, Mr. Price. a majority of these women out here, right? Yeah, the body count is mad. Like I said, men just adjust to what it is. Yeah, we'll get into a relationship with you, but you're never gonna get that ring, unfortunately. Because like I said, now it's just my turn. I might just invest the money a bit longer, whatever it is. But you ain't getting that ring because why didn't the previous guy before me do that? That's just unspoken language out here. Because if they were serious, like she said, you know, she's a serious 10. Serious 10. Ooh, wee. You ain't throwing your body around, are you?
Man, I got a problem. Man, I got a problem.
I actually agree with JR. I can't believe
Yeah,
I
serious. Okay.
I got a problem with this.
Can I say?
Can a 10 be?
Can we get the men to all the
Yeah,
men
yeah,
answers
yeah,
first?
yeah.
Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say hell yeah. If she's a perfect 10, yes. Because I can't hold myself to. I started having sex when I was 12 years old. I got married at 45. My body count is insane. Just like y'all know, I told you I was a cheater and a liar in every relationship I ever been in. And I consider myself a high value man. Just actually got high value a couple years ago because it was 5 years. You have to have 5 years in. So
Right.
if she's a 10, hell yeah. Because I know people with no body count who fucking crazy. Who done slept with 3 people and they are 4. For what I need. Because I need submission. I need cooperation. I need a good mother. And that's hard to find. So if she's a 10 in my book, first of all, I wouldn't ask no goofy ass question like that. Because it's goofy. The difference do it make? You know, because my thing is, are you going to hold that against me? Are you going to say, I was a liar and a cheater, so you going to always be a liar and a cheater? I got a high body count, I'm going to always be a hoe? I might not have been the best father in my previous kids, I'm going to always be an absent father? Or a working father? So, hell yeah, I married 8. It's hard to find an 8, but see, I married a 10, so yeah, I would.
Okay, I hear that right there.
Now, let me preface. If I'm 24 and she got a high body count, I don't know. But I was 45, so.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I
Yeah.
get that. All right, cool. Appreciate that, Vince. Who was left? Beatbox? I think Beatbox was last. You want to say something, Beatbox? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, like, so my initial reaction to the video, I cringed, but I actually, just like Mr. Vince said, I actually lost my V card when I was young too, and I would be a hypocrite. And I would also say this too: women date and marry guys with high body counts all the time. I can't believe I'm about to defend women on this one, but I'm about to because
come on.
Yeah, look, listen, it's about the tangles too, right? So, right, like, listen, women compromise that all the time. If a man's claiming like, "Hey, I've learned my lessons," as Uncle Vince just said, as long like I'm just, hey, you're an elder statesman. I don't mean it.
Can I be a brother instead of I'm on status. I'll be
right,
instead of
right.
OG.
Right, you can be an OG, right?
I'll be
Right. Right, and I do think that people can change. I think that sometimes men can be there's just a lot of hypocrisy sometimes with men. Or when it comes to things like men will say, I can work my options, but women can't do that. Right, I got problems with that too. So listen, if she's a perfect 10 and she's like, she had a road to Damascus moment and she said, "Hey, I met Jesus, quote unquote," like not really, but like, and now I've changed my life and all this other stuff. Fine, right? And again, I would be a hypocrite to be like, "Nah, I'm not going to do that," because that's kind of me too. So, and I would never, like Mr. Vince said, I would never ask a woman, "Hey, how many people have you slept with?" Like, that's just goofy to me. Like, that's crazy work, because I don't want that happening to me. I don't want you being like, "Well, did you do that?" No, like, it's just crazy. I don't
Man,
know.
tweet say otherwise, man. She said, I would definitely ask about the body count. I would never get in a relationship with a man like that, let alone marry.
Nah, I don't believe her.
You say you don't believe her.
That's
I
false.
guess it's false. Because I say a lot of women get with Pookie, bro, and Pookie's running through the community. I don't want to hear that from women. That's not true. Pookie's getting everybody.
But
He
is
got
this
high
okay?
body.
But is this a, like Quay said about the other video, right? Is this a age specific thing as well, right? Like, could we say, because listen, if you're grown, you in your 30s and 40s, you done probably slept with some people. Like, I mean, if you ain't married at that point, you probably have, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many, like, I don't know, but you have, right? So if you're starting later in life, then that's probably going to look a lot different, I would think, right? So maybe there's like exceptions in that case, because the younger you start, the less that's a concern. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's my only thought about that. And my other question was like a perfect 10. Like, what is that? Isn't that subjective anyway? Like, what's a perfect 10? We're not just talking about looks, are we? Because at that point, like that's not even a real thing. That's not even a real criteria. Like, what's a perfect 10? I get what would she have to be? What would she need to be for you to overlook that, right? Like, I don't know. But I agree with Beboxer. I think that if we got to be objective about it, because why is it that a woman will go, oh, okay, well, that's in his past, you know what I'm saying? But men, I know how men listen. I listen to y'all. And I know that it matters to not all, obviously, but I know that it matters to a lot of men, right? Because y'all say it. Y'all say it matters to y'all. So I get it.
Okay.
That's why women gonna always tell y'all 3.
Wow.
But
You don't find that suspicious?
And that's
You
why,
can tell.
and that's why those men are the ones that tend to get played, man, because they don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you never have to ask. If you're a guy that's been out there and you understand the game, yeah, you just got to lead with certain things. There's certain things that women say, right? Let's just say you go from the beginning of like, hey, you know, she'll tell you whether she had a boyfriend or not. And you can determine by whether she had a boyfriend or not, whether she lasted with her boyfriend or before that. Fast forward, she's gone to, university or college, wherever you can, we call it different things, right? Yeah, add 1 or 2 on there. We'll be kind.
A semester,
Girl,
baby.
girl strips. Now she's like 21 or whatever it is. Yeah, she might cut a body. She might get into a relationship after that. Lasts about a year or 2. Back out again. Just because. Fling. Holiday. See, I'm just being kind.
I mean, whose life is this?
I ain't got
A lot of
asking
women.
questions. Hey,
It's a
you
lot
been
of
on girl?
women.
Oh, when was the last holiday? Oh yeah, we're on holiday. Okay, yeah, buddy. She told you she went on a consecutive 2, back to back. Oh yeah, she quite a body, man. Come on now. You ain't
But
gotta ask. You just
Maybe
keep
2.
adding to everything that she told where she been, and you just it is what it is.
but I will say something. In my experiences, women that have higher body counts, it's harder for them to be faithful, and because they've had so much experience. So that's the issue. Because with men, I'm not gonna say it's all the same, but it's kind of all the same. With women, y'all different. Y'all, if a guy done blew y'all back in real good, it's hard to forget that guy if the other guy ain't performing like that. So body count does matter in that aspect, because I know some freaks and they in their 50s still talking about he gotta go. I say, you 50 years old. You
Yeah.
still talking about you gotta go. So You know, usually women with high body counts, they have a high sex drive.
So let me ask a question. We just hold on. Oh, there she go. So let me ask this question because I'm actually curious of something. So this question comes up. So I know we had the tweet that. Well, hold on one sec. Okay. I see y'all messing with Cole already. She just got on here. So let me go back to this comment for a minute. So this was comment from tweet earlier. She said, "I would definitely ask about the body count. I would never get in a relationship with a man like that, let alone marry." And I know that some of the fellas on the panel said that they wouldn't ask. It would be goofy to ask. I think that's how Vince said it. It would be goofy to ask. Or that's a goofy question. So what I'm trying to understand is, why is that question a no ask? Because we've had some conversations on this particular panel, about, asking people certain things, asking about their credit scores, how much money they make, baby daddies, baby mamas, childhood traumas, what's the relationship with their fathers and mothers. So, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to seek information from this other person, but then we're saying that we don't want to ask how many sexual partners they've had. Like, is that what we saying? Go ahead, Vince. You or B-Box, I see you up first. Then I come to.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Because at the
B-Box
end
up
of the
first.
day, because
you
at
want to
the
wait?
end of the day, it can't be proven. You'll know somebody's credit score. You know how they get along with their baby daddy, their baby mama, how good of a parent they are. If they tell you 5, how can you prove? If they tell you 55, you're gonna go by how they act, however many they tell you. So if she acts like she's fucking 55, then she'll act like that. If she's a hoe, she gonna be a hoe, just like a guy. If he a hoe, he gonna be a hoe. He gonna constantly have chicks. He go, Now if you meet a guy, he got 8 kids, then okay, you probably know something. If you meet a chick and she got 4 kids and 4 baby daddies, it is what it is. So you really can't ask the question because it really don't matter because it can't be proven.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, B-Box.
I think I kind of put it analogous to like cheating, because me and my wife have talked about it. It's like, well, what if I ever cheated? Would you want to know? I'm like, no. If you are that good, I don't want to know. And it's something, JR, you brought up because you said like, hey, because I do agree with you. There's women out here who they're with guys and they're doing their thing, and you'll never know. And for guys too, I think they did like a study, like only a quarter of people said they've ever cheated on their spouse. I don't believe that. I think it's way higher than that. So it's just one of those things where if you don't tell me, I don't want to know about it. I'm going to go on your character alone, and that's it. I don't want to know, because then I'm probably going to overthink some things. Just keep that to yourself, unless like it becomes a problem. Like all these dudes start coming out the woodwork, or you're a porn star. They say, hey, like, see, they were going to have a problem. I'm like, nah, we can't do that, right? Like it was like on film. But like if I don't know, I don't know. I don't want to know.
I'm with Sweet though. I'm asking. You might lie. You probably could. I mean, whatever. But I might still ask.
Now, women don't mind asking a question, and I think for a lot of guys, yeah, I think it's like, if women ask, a lot of guys probably don't mind answering a question, right? But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, I'm not here to try to control a woman, and tell her what to do, wherever it is. Nah, she gonna do what she gonna do, man. Cap. So that's what I always say. Listen, guys, you have to understand women and just adapt. Yeah. If you've been around women and done your thing, wherever it is, XP, experience and whatnot, you just get to learn what it is, how to move. So yes, women can have some bodies, and you just got to accept what it is for your threshold of, however you feel about it. But at the same time,
nah, bro, nah, JR, this ain't I got a problem with this. This ain't sitting right. So let me come on to the ladies. Because I need to understand this. So ladies, if this man come to you, so this man is serious, he's showing you, he trying to commit, he trying to be your husband, and this man point blank come to you as a woman and asks you how many men have you slept with, and he tell you how many women he slept with, are you telling me that you would lie to him? Like, is that what y'all saying?
No,
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
no, I wouldn't because I
They
don't have
would,
to.
Quay, they would lie. If that man said he had 3 people and she had 10,
No, Vince, you're not
he's
a
going
woman.
to lie. Come on, he gonna lie.
Wait.
He's
Hold
going to
on.
lie.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Dude's
Wait
gonna
a
lie
minute.
too.
Oh, thank you. I was about to say, dude, how you gonna lie?
Why?
First of all,
Why?
You gonna lie?
because first of all, his ego
No,
couldn't.
not about
First
that
of all,
one.
his ego couldn't handle that. If he's only slept with 3 women, he's a good Christian brother. He slept with 3 women. He's 30. He slept with his high school sweetheart, his college sweetheart, and he had 1 more, and now he's looking for a wife.
So what's wrong with that?
And he slept with 3. If she slept with 10, his ego couldn't handle that. It would be
What?
over. Yes, that's how men
Okay,
think.
wait.
Yes,
So,
that's how men think. Yes. Yep.
okay, wait. So we're
Mhm.
saying that.
Yep.
Okay. So y'all are telling me. I'm just trying to clarify.
Don't
So
put y'all in there. I don't agree. Don't put y'all.
Thank you, because I'm like, y'all are
You
telling
can put
me
me
that
in
he
there
would
on
have
that
a-
one for real.
Y'all are telling me that he would have a problem with saying 3, even though that's the truth, simply because she had more,
No, I would say if he said he had 3,
right?
and she come back with I had 10,
Okay.
he
His
would have a
ego,
problem. He would have a problem.
have a problem in what way? In
Oh,
what
so
way?
you saying
His
so Vince, you
ego.
saying because she got more bodies than him, he gonna be like, dang, you been out there more than me.
Exactly. Men
Okay,
can't
I got
handle
you.
that type of stuff.
I got you.
Okay, so
Okay.
is it about okay.
It's about a man's ego. Yes.
So
That's it.
you're telling me that her having okay. So you're telling me that her having more bodies than him and him not liking that don't have nothing to do with the fact that he tried to, have a certain standard and carry himself a certain way. It's only got something to do with his ego.
Yes.
It ain't his standards, it's his ego.
I wouldn't say that.
A man can't handle that. That's
Because
like
I
a
would
man.
think that a man.
That's like a man who's making 20,000 dating a woman that's making $1 million. It's not going to work.
I don't think that's the same thing. So wait, so what?
No, that
What
is the same thing.
What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is a man that purposely, intentionally, not because he couldn't get no other chicks, but he purposely and intentionally only slept with a certain amount of women because he was selective about who he slept with. You're saying that when he finds out that his potential chick or whatever he dating has more bodies than him, his issue is going to be because he has less. His issue is not going to be because he feels like he has a better moral standard than she does.
Ain't got nothing to do with morals and standards. It don't have nothing to do with that. It got to do with a
I
man's
feel like
ego.
if a man is intentional about who he sleep with, it does have something to do with his standards.
Then he's going to find a woman that has 1 body.
Exactly. So it ain't about his ego then. It's about his standards.
It's both parties' ego though, because
Okay.
if a man has let's say his body count hypothetically is in the triple digits, and the woman that eventually becomes his wife only has 3 to let's say 7 partners. At the very beginning, if she asks him, he's not going to give you the real number. But in most cases, when it's some kind of like tilt like that, the other person knows, and they should not be asking that question because they're asking the other person to lie to them. If you're with a woman who's a 10, she's gregarious, she's out, she's fun, people know her, hey, what's up?
You know
That
what
count's going to be up there. And that's just because of exposure. And vice versa. If a dude is charming, he's tall, he's well put together, even if he ain't even all that tall, even if he ain't got that much money, if he's charming, he's a good talker, and he makes somebody feel good, he's got a decent body count himself. And in reality, the biggest mistake I ever made with my girlfriend, who then became my wife, was I told her my body count. That was the dumbest thing I could have ever done because I was so proud of it at the time. But when you get older and you realize like it was just a bunch of wasted time that you could have been doing anything else with, you kind of get a little ashamed. So the reality is if someone asked me that question now, I'd probably lie. I would deflate my number considerably because I don't think it's reflective of the person I am now. Because what I was looking for at that time was to prove myself to be some type of man, when in reality, it was a big ass waste of time. And Vince, I'm going to venture on to say you would agree and say the same thing.
I would definitely agree, but no one has ever asked me no stupid shit like that. They know what it is.
Yeah.
Well, why y'all can't have that conversation though?
And I know what.
Right. What's wrong with just saying that? Just
why? Why y'all can't have that conversation? No, but what I'm saying is, as a man and woman, right? So we at the point where we talking about getting married. Like, why can't y'all just have that conversation? So, and this is where I was going with it earlier. Like, so we want to be transparent about all these other things, right? So we want to, we talk about asking the hard questions, what I'm saying, up early, what I'm saying, and not wasting time and this and that. But then when it comes down to the body count, now it's like I'm ready to lie, she ready to lie, and it's like, but then so you gonna go into the marriage on a lie? Like, that don't make sense. Like, why we can't sit down and have a hard conversation and say, yeah, you know what? Back in the day, I was a hot boy. Let me just keep it real. I was getting them like that. You know what I'm saying? I got 50 under my belt. And like I said, if you serious about this person and she say, okay, well, yeah, back in my day, I was a hot girl. I got 20 under my belt. It's like, why y'all can't have that conversation if y'all really trying to be intentional and be serious about the relationship and getting to the marriage? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why we got to hide this part?
I don't even think men keep count. Like, me and my age, it's like, we done forgot some chicks. There's some chick I can walk past and I'd be like, did I sleep with you? Bruh. Do I remember sleeping? Come on now.
You look familiar.
Just dumb to ask when you get to a certain age. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It really don't matter. I done forgot more than I can count, really. I mean,
Can I jump in real quick? Because
Go ahead.
So when me and my wife started dating, I have a pretty high body count. So I'm like you, and you, Mr. Vince. I won't call you Uncle Vince, but
you can. That's fine.
but it did that part of our relationship. It did strain it a little bit because we were at college, and some of the people that I had, relations with were at our college. Now, it was a big college, but, I was in the party scene for a minute, and we were dating just for a month, and then I was going to go study abroad in Spain for about 3 months. So that was a crazy conversation. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have said nothing. Because not the guy I was going to do anything in Spain, but that was like, like, she's going to be fretting about it. And I felt as though I put undue stress on her that she shouldn't really have worried about. I'm serious, because I was a berserker. I was, and she knows it. She kind of knew that. And like, so it was kind of like in the beginning, it probably should have been something I talked to her about like a little bit after. Because it put undue stress on the relationship for like that first few months. It was a little rough and hectic. Well, we got over it, but yeah, I get why some people lie about it, because it adds undue stress. Like, hey, I'm not that person anymore. Like, like, trust me. Like, that's how I feel though.
Okay, let me get this comment, then I'm gonna come to Cole because I think she wanted to say something. So Victoria Williams dropped this comment. She said, "Why does it matter?" Victoria, I'm assuming you're talking about the body count. I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. I'm gonna try to answer this based on the video, because I think for a segment of men, the body count is going to determine if you're a perfect 10. Let's just be honest. Yeah, before a guy, before some guys can rate you a perfect 10, that body count gonna play into it. Yep. How much getting around you've been doing is gonna play into it. How much time you spend outside is gonna play into if you're gonna be rated a perfect 10. If you are the woman that is going to hit the threshold for him to commit and marry, that's gonna play into it. Let's just be honest. So yeah, I'm not. We just got to be real about this thing. It matters. Let me just be honest. It matters. That's what has people lying.
Right, because if it didn't matter, you wouldn't. And it's the same for women. Like, for a woman that has been intentional about the men that she's allowed around her or in her space, or the lack of men that she's allowed around her in her space. It's going to matter to her, because why would she make all that effort and save herself all for that, just so that she can get with a dude that didn't care? Like, and listen, people change. And if the woman who wants to say, you know what, you're a changed man, I accept that, it's fine, that's great. But for some of us, we're like, no, I don't want that. Like Sybil said earlier, like, there are some women that don't have to just accept what's left. Like, we have standards too. And we're like, no, if I was this way about myself and I kept myself, I preserved myself, then why do I have to deal with you just being all around the place and opening me up to all of this stuff that you bring in with you? And I'm over here, I'm not sharing that with you. I'm not coming to you with all of that. So why should I have to deal with you coming to me with it? Right? Like, I think it should be a choice, and it matters, obviously, because y'all lying. Like, if it didn't matter, y'all wouldn't lie. And this is not directed at anybody, but I'm just
we lie because we care about your feelings.
Anybody, but it's not even. You care about my feelings.
We care about your feelings.
If you cared about my feelings, then
That's
you would
love.
tell me the truth.
No, I wouldn't.
Because if you told me the truth, because if you told me the truth, this is what I'm saying. Just stay with me, y'all. Don't get lost. I'm talking about standards and I'm talking about morals. And some of us have them and they're high. So if you cared about that, then you wouldn't lie, because what you're doing is you're now taking away my choice. I no longer get to decide if I'm comfortable with potentially wrapping myself up with somebody that has a bunch of soul ties. Like, if you haven't gotten it up off of you, some people do the work. Some people do the work and free themselves, but not everybody does. And so now you want me to get in bed with all of those soul ties that you created, when I'm not doing that to you. I'm not bringing all them bodies and all them souls to you. I'm not doing that. But now you're going to lie to me, somebody that you say you care about, and you're going to bring all of that to me. See, that's the part that people don't ever want to cop to. They don't want to cop to that part. But let's be honest. Let's have a real honest conversation. If you have not done the work to successfully cleanse yourself for real of all of that, then you are bringing that to your relationship. You can change. Change is definitely possible. All of that is definitely possible. But if you don't do the work, then that means now I have to deal with that. Now you are not protecting me as a man, because you bringing that to me, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do to take care of that. I'm your woman. I'm somebody you said you care about. So that's part of your protection package with me. You're supposed to be protecting me spiritually too, baby. You're the only one that can, other than Jesus. And if you're saying you're choosing me as your wife, then that's something that you should be doing first and foremost. Don't come to me with all of that and then lie to me. And now I don't even know what I signed up for. Now I'm having all this weird stuff. Happening around me.
You still don't know what's
going on, and I'm trying to figure out where does this stuff come from? And it's you.
You know what?
Oh, I better not find out it's you, because it's gonna be a real problem. You think you got some problems now? You definitely gonna have some.
Coco, I get what you're saying, but I think that we're making this body count issue. Because I'm experienced. I dated for 30 years, all different type of women, 10s, 5, no church girls who thought they had two bodies. It don't matter. It's what you are today. It's what you. If I tell you I slept with 300 women, then what? So what?
It does matter. It does. So did you hear any of the things that I just said?
All that's cap.
It does matter.
Even in the comments, if somebody walked to that woman and he's a 10, he can take care of her. He's going to be faithful to her. He's going to take care of her kids if she got some, or he wants some kids. You gonna turn the 10 away because he done had 150
bodies? Is he
going
to protect her?
That's cap.
Is he going to protect her by governing himself first, so that he's protecting her from him? Is he going to do that? See, people talk about love, but man, we really don't know what that means on a deeper level. If you love this woman like that, if you love her like that, you're not going to leave her unprotected like that. not physically or spiritually. I'm always going to take it back to the cross because at the end of the day, that's the most important part. That's the most important part. So if we're going to talk about the conversation, we got to have it for real. We got to have it for real. I understand what you're saying, but for me, that's a conversation that somebody that don't believe that there's a God, that they don't believe that there's a spiritual world, a spiritual realm. They don't believe in it. So if you don't believe in that, then I guess I ain't talking.
No, I just believe people be lying.
If you
I
believe
just
in
believe
that,
people be
if you
lying.
believe in that, then you're
Because
leaving
you know
me.
why?
If
Because
you're
these
lying,
same women,
you're leaving
wait a
me
minute.
unprotected.
No, these same
That's the
women,
bottom line.
these same women will say all that, but then they'll leave
If
their
you're
husband because
lying,
the
you're
dick don't
leaving
work.
me unprotected.
Christians.
Period. If
Y'all
you
mind
are
if I
lying,
cut in
you
on
are
this one?
leaving me unprotected. I'm not gonna let this go. If
Okay.
as a man you are lying to me about this, you are leaving me spiritually unprotected. So y'all can dress it up in a nice, neat little bow all y'all want, but at the end of the day, I answer to God. And if you are lying to me about the amount of soul ties that you created, and you have not went to God, and you have not taken care of that, because it is a soul tie. You attach spirits when you have sex. Period. So if you have not done the work to cleanse yourself and purify yourself of all of that, because you don't know who they done slept with. So if you have not done the work to do that and you bring that to me, you are leaving me unprotected. I do not care. I do not care. This ain't me. This the word.
But we are
You're
talking
leaving me
about people that
unprotected.
have done the work. I'm talking about
You
people who
are
have
leaving me
changed.
unprotected. So,
Okay.
I
and if
will
you've
say
done
though,
the work, and here's the thing: if you like civil, just admit it. Like civil, just admit it. If you've done the work, then you're gonna own it. You're gonna be like, yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. But I'm not that person anymore. You've done the work. So
That's what I'm saying.
why
Yeah.
lie?
hmm
the
Why
funny thing is
lie?
the
If
two
you've
of
done
you
the
were
work
having
and you're
two
not that
separate
person anymore, why lie?
conversations.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Sybil.
Just like if me and Remy are out and somebody comes up to me, because I've been around, and she said, "Did y'all have a relationship?" I'm gonna be like, I don't remember. Because it don't matter. Why I'm gonna open up to a conversation? Are you gonna see her again? Do y'all work together? It don't matter. It
I don't
don't
want
matter.
to
Just like,
conflate the conversation. I don't want
and
to conflate the
and I
two.
would say the
That's not what
same
we're
thing
talking
with
about.
her. If she, I don't just say no.
But see,
These are
that's
two
what
Because
separate
that's a
conversations
lie.
though.
because some
Like legitimately is two
okay.
separate conversations.
Because
Yeah,
see,
Coco,
that's
what you're
something
hear
else.
me.
talking about is like
We
an attachment on a deeper level. Like
yes.
I would be the person, I'm not religious at all, at least according to no one would call me a Christian. But I do understand that the work needs to be done, whether that be soul ties, whether that be trauma, however you define said word, that work needs to be put in so that you can come out better on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
I also think when it comes with what Vince is saying is he's looking at it from the perspective of a person who's already done the work to get out of the other end. However, the majority of people don't put the work in. The majority of people would be a bad bet if they had a high body count and they are somebody that you're going to attach your wagon to. When it comes to like a man is supposed to protect a woman in all facets. So if a man did have a high body count, that's typically going to make him more attractive. But if that man doesn't do any work, he ends up being Al Bundy and just calling back to what he did when he was younger, always wanting it, and then eventually probably cheating. But if the person actually addresses it, deals with it, and comes out on the other end, they now learn something and they can bring that strength to the relationship. What Vince is talking about is a dude on the other end. What Coco is talking about is a dude that doesn't make it to the other end because the dude that makes it to the other end is rare. Average is we forget how average is and how low average truly really is. The majority of the time, the best thing for you to do is to find somebody that meets you morally, that meets you in terms of your standards. And if having a high body count is not a worry of yours, go get yourself an OnlyFans girl. If having somebody that's been a little bit more prudent with the decisions that they've made sexually, then chances are you should be that way too. But Vince is also right. If that woman has had partners and that man has only had three, with whether she's thinking about it consciously or not, they will always be compared. And then anybody with a high body count can say this. There's always going to be that little slight comparison of well, she did this better, or she did this better. Well, you do better at this. And that's always going to be present. That's always going to be there. A way to correct that would be to have a lower body count, which is why for me,
Right.
after putting the work in, came to the conclusion I wish I didn't share myself, because then not that many people deserve me. I'm the shit. Like they don't deserve that. You know?
But I agree with you, Sybil, and I understand where Vince is coming from. I'm just simply saying, right? Like at the end of the day, that's why we're talking about why it matters, and that's why it matters for the reasons that you just said. If someone has been prudent, they're gonna want to know because they've been prudent. So now you're lying though. So all that work that they put in and effort that they put in, you see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by leaving them unprotected, because that they've been protecting themselves, and now you come in with an element. You're not honest, right? That you're leaving them unprotected. Whether you want to look at it from a physical standpoint or from a spiritual standpoint, it doesn't matter. It's still the protection that you're supposed to be providing. You're not. And that's the point that I'm making, right? Like, and if you're right, if somebody has done the work, whether it's healing the traumas, whatever that looked like for them, if they've done the work, then I don't understand why you don't want to be honest about it. And that's your testimony. I did the work. I'm not that person. So then why are we lying about it, especially if we did the work? And to answer Victoria's question, that's why it matters, right? If you say you've taken care of it with God, then that's your testimony, right? If I don't ask you, then you don't have to tell me. But if I come to you and I ask you because I am a Christian and I have been prudent, so it matters to me. If I come to you and I ask you, then you're definitely supposed to tell me, because you understand spiritually what that implies. You understand it. So that's even more why you should want to be honest.
But you know,
Can I say
you
something?
know,
I
before you
want
even
to say something
ask,
right quick.
you know.
I want to say, I understand the theory of things, but I also understand human beings. If somebody asks me, "Have you ever smoked crack?" and you smoke crack, you don't want to tell somebody you done smoke crack, because they always gonna look at you funny. I don't care if you done not smoked crack for 20 years. As soon as something happens, they gonna be like, "Ooh, hope he ain't smoking crack. A bill don't get paid. Ooh, hope he ain't went back to doing drugs." People are human. These same people say, "But I want no high body count." Then you give it somebody and the dick don't work, then you ready to leave them.
Well, yeah, Vince, but see, to me,
people, and my thing is, people be doing a bunch of damn capping. Especially nowadays. The church ain't no better than everybody else. People be church.
We're not talking about the church. We're talking about individuals. We're not talking about the church.
Morals and all that, it's all individual. Because
We're
these
not talking
same
about the
chicks
church.
talking, these same women talking about, I wouldn't do it if he's 6'6", making 300,000, good looking and nice. He could have slept with 1,000 women. It don't matter. So let's just stop the cap. If she beautiful,
y'all the only one capping, lying.
Wait, no, I'm not.
Y'all the only one capping.
I'm not. If
that's where cap coming from.
Wait a minute.
You're lying, you're capping. Now y'all capping.
She's beautiful, she's submissive, she's the wife that you want, he gonna marry her. I don't care if she done slept before her, because my thing is, if she's a 10, he gonna marry her. So let's just stop the cap. That's all I'm saying. Let's be honest. All that matters.
No, I hear what you're saying, Vince. That's why I said earlier, I think it's gonna be based on his perfect 10. So this particular guy and what he classifies as a perfect 10, right? Because of course, fellas are not always looking for the same stuff, right? You know, generally, you know, there's some things that we're looking for consistently across the board, but when it comes down to certain details, yeah, there's going to be certain men that's gonna say, "Hey, you've been around the block too many times. I'm good on you. You might be fine, thick, all that, but I'm good on you because you've been around." And then there's some fellas that's gonna say that don't matter because you got this other stuff that I deem more important, right? So it's gonna be subjective. But let me circle back because I'm almost missed it. Cole, I know you was trying to say something on this. You still want to go, or you good?
I'll go. So I think there is a double standard. I don't think that's going to change. And honestly, I think there's an underlying game that's played. And I really don't like to say that, but I think that is part of it, which is why some people lie. Like, I think at a certain age, I think that's kind of silly. Like, just be honest and explain, your past. Because I think asking that question does reveal some kind of habits in how an individual kind of deals with certain relationships, whether they fully have changed or not. I do still think it reveals some behaviors. So I think the question is valid. And, along with what Coco said, like, especially on a spiritual level, I like, for me as well, like, if I'm thinking about being committed to someone and building with somebody, I don't want to deal with somebody that has a lot of spiritual ties. Like, that spiritually wreaks havoc. And that just speaks to the type of person that I am. So I would prefer somebody answer the question and answer it honestly.
Okay.
All
right.
If I could
Is that Joe?
respond real quick.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It matters to the man that it matters to. So, like Sybil said earlier, if that man has only had 1 to 5 body counts, he's probably only going to be able to resonate with someone with a similar body count. It's going to be a big discrepancy in terms of experience and perspective if a man has only had 1 versus a woman who's had 100. Most likely. Now, obviously, that can change, but probably going to be some things there that's not going to gel quite right. And to not tell someone or intentionally omit the truth. You say, I'm not lying if I'm not saying anything. But if you're lying by omission, to not tell the other person your body count is the equivalent of, and we know how discussed in this field, of someone who has HIV and choosing not to tell you because that was just the past. Even if that's in remission, you still have, it's still on you to tell the person, hey, let me pull you aside, tell you this is what this is. The equivalent is on the spiritual side, it's a spiritual STD. And I know some people say, well, I'm not spiritual, so it doesn't matter to me. But it doesn't have to matter to you because it still affects someone regardless. It's kind of like, I don't believe gravity exists, but it affects you whether you believe it exists or not. So that's 2. If you actually love that person, you would tell them honestly. So Vince is right. You can technically, there's no way of doing a Carfax on your body. There's no way of doing it. But then that would call into question your character. Why would you not want to do it if you claim to love that person that you want to be with for the rest of your life? They would have a right to know the absolute truth. And lastly, we saw an example, at least I did, and it was very public, of a man who didn't know this woman's body count. Her name is Cassie. These people came out the courtroom. He was in that courtroom. He heard some things that they say that's on transcript that you don't want to read or find out. I don't even want to read it because I heard it was so bad. But imagine this man having married this woman. She's probably told him a few things. Yeah, I know he slept with Diddy, okay. But then the things that he heard that she didn't tell him, but now that she's under oath, she has to tell the world, the court. Now he's finding out in this way. The way he came out that courtroom when those reporters came up asking him, he was not proud to be that woman's husband. It almost looked like he wanted to divorce her right away. He was deflected or deflated in his appearance and just like he wanted to just burst out crying. This woman basically embarrassed him because he found out information about her past that she did not tell him, that she should have told him. Everything that she was willing to tell to get that money, those millions of dollars, she should have told the man that she claimed to love. So we see an example of, it doesn't matter until it matters. But for her, it only mattered when it came to pocketing a certain amount of money and getting money. Okay, you want to keep the money, you have to cooperate with the judge. All right, now you have to tell everything that happened to clear the name. Well, now we saw what happened. So A lot of men won't even ask a woman's body count, not because they don't care, but because if they found out what it was, they would care too much. So I'll leave it on that note.
Okay, appreciate that.
Now, Joe,
I
how you
don't
know
think
she
that's a
ain't
good
tell that
example.
man? How you
I don't
know
think
she
that's a
ain't tell
good
that man
example.
all that stuff? How you know that? You made
I
a
don't think
whole
that's.
lot of assumptions. How you know she didn't tell that man that? Because when he
I don't
talked
think
to the
that's a good
reporters,
example.
when he
Didn't.
talked to the reporters, he said that they had already talked about the stuff that she had went through.
Mm-mm.
So now how
I'm
you know
not.
he wasn't leaving the courtroom because it was just disgusting and it was hard to hear? Because it was disgusting when I heard it. It was hard for me to hear, and I ain't got nothing to do with none of them people.
Well, if he didn't care, he would not have had that kind of reaction. Even if
No,
they had
that's not
offered.
true.
No,
To hear
that's
that
not
your
true.
wife, that stuff was happening to your wife, you don't think that would be hard? Even if she told you it happened, you don't think that hearing it would be hard to hear?
Absolutely.
So, Joe.
But it looked
That's
like
not a
that
good
he's never heard
example.
it before, is what I'm saying. It looked like. Now,
Okay,
I
Joe.
could be wrong,
Okay,
but
Joe. Okay, Joe.
man,
Okay.
that
Sure.
apparently he
Bruh.
hasn't gotten over it. It mattered to him.
That
Right?
wasn't a good.
Even if she told him everything that she said in the courtroom, and he's like, okay, all right, but it was like it brought up some old trauma. He's like, oh my god, but possibly because it was more public, right? It's a whole different situation. But now it's been magnified to where it's brought up those old things that he might have accepted. Okay, cool. Now it's public. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it matters. I mean, you can try to brush it and sweep it under the rug and say, "Oh, it's okay. I love you anyway." If it's really not okay for that man or woman that
Sweet.
person has a significant higher body count than the other, then that person should not get with that person.
Y'all need to leave
Y'all
Cassie.
hard on them.
Yeah, Cassie
Now,
she was also a victim too, guys. Like let's
A
calm down.
victim
Y'all
of
so
what?
hard on them.
A victim of
well,
what?
let me move us
Dang.
on. We
What?
about to. I don't want to go off, man. We about to. Let me
Hold
move us
on.
on, man.
Quay.
Come on,
I,
man.
no, I ain't gonna let B-Box throw that out here. My thing is, she was with Diddy for how many years? Never married him. He was the trainer. He was around them. It ain't like he met her off the street and he ain't knew who she was. He knew
Diddy
who she
ain't
was.
marry nobody.
Nah.
He ain't gonna marry nobody.
Nah. He might not have knew that the girl you let somebody pee in her mouth. I mean, who gonna really tell somebody that?
Man, let me
So he
move
might
on,
not have
man.
knew that,
Let me move on,
but
man.
he
I ain't
knew
even about
she
to
had
do
been
it.
around.
I ain't about to do it. Let me go to this next video,
Oh,
man. I ain't
boy.
even about to do it. Herschel, I didn't know if you wanted to say something. You gonna wait for the next one, man.
Hey, I'm gonna wait for the next one.
All right, let me go ahead, man. 'Cause they always trying to take me down this Cassie road, man. Let me go to this next one, man.
I got something before I go in this gym. Men, you cannot, excuse my French, mom, if you see this, I'm sorry. Y'all cannot be out here giving just anybody good dick. I am sorry. I'm sorry. You just cannot. Because when you got shit going for yourself and you have actual shit to lose and you giving these women that don't deserve good dick, and then you don't want to deal with them no more for whatever reason. Some women just cannot accept the fact that things didn't work out and you laid the law down the way you did, right? So then they become obsessive. They texting you constantly, getting no reply. So now they just talking to themselves, not getting a response. And the silence is what kills them even more. So like now you blowing my phone up, you showing up to my job, you popping tires, busting windows. It just gets crazy. So like just y'all making these just stop it.
Okay. So the young lady, I see y'all drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say to what the young lady is saying. So I think she's trying to, keep it interesting. But she said that the fellas need to stop laying the pipe around here because y'all got stuff to lose.
Why are we like this? We are so unfair.
It's god awful.
But I'm saying, is she
It's
right?
god awful.
1 second. Like we are.
I mean, she's right, but my thing is, why are you just laying it down like that anyway? Like, where? Hey.
She's one of those women. That's why.
I mean, yeah. Well, he's one of those guys to be laying it down like that too. Because she said that he laid it down and then he left for whatever reason, and then the woman couldn't accept that he left. So they both kind of got a part to play, I would say. But on both ends, that's gotta like that's part of the issue. Practicing a little discipline. Honoring, your temple is sacred. Like, I know everybody don't want to hear that, but that's part of the issue.
Okay,
that's part of the issue.
Get this comment in response to what you were saying, Cole. Donovan said it's the woman's fault solely. What you say to that?
Solely.
How? How? How was that not a group effort? Explain to me. Explain to me. Put that comment back up. Ask him to respond. How was that not a group effort? He initiated, she accepted. She initiated, he accepted. That is a group activity, sir.
No, that's facts. Donovan, you need to respond, Donovan.
What? Yes, I need a response. That is a group activity.
He gonna put. Okay.
I knew he was gonna say that. No, my
Thank you, Donovan.
God.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
I have questions about that.
Is he wrong?
Cole, unless you're essayed by women, I want to be very sensitive. Right? Let me be very. I'm being serious.
Be sensitive, man. Be sensitive.
Be very sensitive. Unless things happen that aren't supposed to happen, women control sexual access. Period. End of story. It just is what it is. That's how it is. That's how it's always been, and that's how it's always going to be. That's how primates, not just human beings, that's how it works. So, so when women complain about these men or what are these men doing, y'all letting them do it. Just like, hey, I'll give you an example that's kind of analogous. When men complain about women messing up their marriages and so I can't believe this woman left me. I can't believe, because men control marriage. So for me, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. You picked this woman, you went on one knee, and you're like, oh, I had no idea she was going to do this, this, and that. No, I don't believe you. I cannot get with that. I'm sorry. Like, it's a bunch of whining. So men control access to marriage, women control access to sex. That's just what it is. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
But solely? Like solely?
That's what I said. It's not right. Exactly. So I'm like, it's not solely.
Yeah,
like
it's solely.
0.99%.
I don't like. There's so many double standards. That's why I can't.
It's really not double standard.
I can say the majority.
What it is people like what they always like. Women love a bad boy. That's why all this where he got a high, but that don't mean nothing. These same ones where he ain't. Yes, you would.
This is why I stay in the house. This is why I stay in the house.
You will go to whoever talk about if he got a high, but I got morals. No, you will go to.
Speak for yourself.
You will go to. Well, I ain't talking about you, Coco. You married. And then all these other women, and all these other women is capping. They 40 something. No, you can't get that guy you want. So now it's, oh my boy, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. You ain't had the opportunity to do it. That's like these weird guys talking about simping. Oh, I don't know. No, you can't get a chick. Just like these guys, you can't get a chick. So you want to sit up here and complain about it. So these women, well, I have morals and standards. And no, you can't get the guy you want. They just keep it 100. Because let me see your baby daddy. And we can go from there. And the guys you done dated, let me see your baby daddy. And how fast you slept with him.
Let me check in with
your baby mama.
That's your fault for spreading that good D around. She told y'all.
Literally.
So let's just stop the cap.
We can't do anything that women won't allow. Women are allowing this.
Y'all shouldn't be introducing that good D to the scenario.
That's not
exactly.
That's not on me.
That's part of it. Part of it. You can say no. You can say no. For the betterment of myself as a man, I want to respectfully decline.
Nah, hell no.
Be a part of the solution.
That is not real life. If a good
be a part of the solution. good.
Nah.
This is the problem. That's part of the problem.
No.
Let me check in with
Two
Herschel. Man.
wrongs
Herschel,
don't make a
quiet.
right. Two wrongs don't make a right, damn it.
Married in these comments. Because a lot of these folks is married. I want to know if Sister Mary married. And Sister Mary know who she is. I ain't going to say no names. I want to know if Sister Mary married.
You said in the comments?
Yeah, in the comments.
You still ain't say Sister Mary.
I want to know if Sister Mary married.
You talking about
She knows she. I ain't gonna say no names. So I don't want to put her on blast. I want to know if Sister Mary married, the one who got all these standards and morals and convictions, or is she saving herself?
Oh, you talking? Oh, I thought you talking about Marjorie with a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a comment. Let's see. She Marjorie dropped a comment. She said, "I'm married." If that's what you was talking about, Vince. If that's what you was talking about. Let's see. Victoria said, let's see, she had to welcome the good D. Man, let me let me check in with Herschel. Man, Herschel been quiet on this. Herschel. So let me get back to the topic. So the young lady said the fellas need to stop laying down the D out here, man. It's causing problems. Where you stand on that, Herschel? Where you stand on that?
I mean, who made her the gatekeeper? I mean, I don't know. I just see like a hall monitor or something. Like, who cares? I mean, just mind your business. That's my opinion. Mind your business. I mean, people gonna do what they gonna do. I mean, people gonna do what they gonna do, man. Just mind your business. You can sit here. You can't restrict anything. And it goes. In my opinion, it goes back to the whole initial thing. Is like if the women weren't opening their legs, the men wouldn't be slinging nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I don't know.
It's cold.
I just got cold tonight.
Yes, because I don't understand that aspect fully. Why are you putting it all on the woman? Like, oh, if she ain't do it, then I wouldn't be this way. No, where's the accountability within yourself and your own standards? Because I think if a guy that's spraying the D around is some certain convictions and aspects within himself too. He's doing it for a reason.
Cole.
I'm telling you, this is why.
Let him have this conversation. Like Herschel was dropping. Let me let them have this conversation. Herschel, you want to respond to her, man? What you say, man? I want y'all to have this real quick.
Again, I mean, all this back and forth place of blame is just like, to me, that's why I said mind your business, because everybody's situation is their own situation. That's just my opinion. I mean, if a dude want to be out here loose, let them be loose. If a female want to be loose, let her be loose. I mean, let them deal with their maker or deal whatever they got to deal with the consequences. You just have your own morals and your own standards, what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, don't be gatekeeping and dictating on what everybody else should be and need to be doing and this and that, unless, because we all are without sin. I mean, she's sitting over there talking about that one thing, but are we talking about the people that abuse women, or are we talking about the people that are pedophiles? I mean, no, I mean, that's what we should be talking about. Stop messing with little kids, focus on those things instead of talking about how much of the dude slanging his thing or whatever, this and that. That's how I feel about it. And I'm not just trying to point the finger at the women, but all we're saying, we're making a logical point that sex can't physically happen without the female allowing it to happen. That's all we're saying. We're not saying it's your fault, you're to blame, this and that. We're just saying that's just like 1 + 1 is 2. I mean, for real, like I just can't walk in the door and just say, "Hey, give me that. I want it." She gotta be. She gotta say, "Okay," or you know what I'm saying, or she gotta come to me and say, "Hey, I want you to come over here." You know what I'm saying? I can't just. I just can't I'm gonna just choose to watch football today or something like that. That's my choice. If I say I want to watch the Lions, that's my choice. But I just can't say, "Oh, I'm about to give me something tonight," unless I'm buying it. You know what I'm saying? But even still, they're still offering it. They're still, you know what I'm saying? They're still putting themselves out there. So that's all we're trying to say.
And then there'll be the same women who watch that video, that PSA, and then turn around and get the man that she just got done talking about. You should be avoiding like that. Oh yeah, in the comments, you go. That's right. You tell them, and then call the guy that same day who was going to do that thing that she just told him not to do. So she's talking out of the side of her neck because she knows it doesn't matter, but she's really doing it for views. She's doing it because it doesn't mean anything, because it's not going to actually change the behavior of the women who allow it to happen. Which Donovan got a he got a point, because even listen, man, we don't. Some of us don't think that far. If we can if we can get it, then most men would take it. That discipline, I agree, it should be there more often. But a lot of men, it's kind of like it's there. I'm gonna take it. It's like a carnal instinct, and a lot of men, they to try to control that and shut that off or tamper it a little bit. A lot of men aren't going to do that. You talking about like the equivalent of a Gandhi or Mr. Rogers. I don't know. Jesus maybe. You know,
Oh, come on.
some guys, you know, they'll reject some of them, but they still will take on a few more on the side. So it's not. It's not. If it's a attractive woman in front of a man and he's single, he's probably going to make a move. And if she allows it to happen, it's going to happen. And if she gets stigmatized or whatever you call it, then that's just the way it is. And some women, it's crazy. You can tell them the truth. Oh yeah, I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do this and this. You should know I'm not going to commit to you. And they will still allow you. Oh well, okay, I'll make an exception for you because maybe you'll change. Maybe you'll stick around after all. He won't.
Joe, let me ask you this, man. I got a question for you just based off something you just said. What would be the scenario where a woman would say yes? So she would say, yeah, you can come get this. And the man would say no. What would be that scenario?
Oh, if he has a girlfriend or a wife, he's faithful. If his possibly his relationship to God and that level of conviction, that could be the one thing that could possibly tamper that or control that desire that every man has if he's a healthy heterosexual male. So that's two. I can't think of anything else. It would have to be literally an outside force. Be like, my son, I have something better planned for you, or and you know it, and it's like, but this beautiful woman, all right, God, I'm gonna choose you over this. And it would have to be almost that equivalent, and or a woman that he's already with, that he loves, that he wants to commit to, and that there is no woman in the world that can compare to the love that he has for the woman that he's with. One of those two things, or both.
Man, y'all got us sounding. Let me just keep it a buck. Y'all got us sounding weak out here, man.
I ain't got no deep.
So this. I mean, I said, I know I put you on
it's so freaking disgusting and disturbing, and I couldn't even look at it. Like, my disgust.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just telling you the reality of how most men are. On a rare occasion,
and it don't make sense. Like, where's your self-respect? Like, I don't know. Maybe I just think your body is, really supposed to be sacred. I don't know, but
most men.
No, that is what I think. That is what I think. And I can't.
You're right. You're not wrong about that. I'm just saying most men, if given opportunity and they have the ability, are going to be degenerate. It's going to be like the default setting. To go the opposite of that, it's kind of like you're going against it. It's crazy. Even myself speaking to myself, you're going. So that's the level of discipline you're looking for. I'm telling you, that sex drive, testosterone, is a hell of a drug. And it is not.
No, you're just weak-minded. Just weak-minded. That's all. Just weak-minded.
Can't let you do that,
let me come across the box. I saw everybody come off mute. So I know JR trying to get in. I saw Herschel come off. Sybil came off. JR, I'm gonna let you get the first rock. Go ahead, JR. I know you've been trying. Go ahead. Come off mute, JR.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, if you're walking it down, right, from what the lady said in the video, she tried to obviously hold men accountable and whatnot, right? And yeah, she's right, because obviously, it's the men that are approaching. And then obviously, the argument is, the woman then accepting and the blame forwarded onto the woman, right? And we've spoken about numerous times, lust within the community. Like, instead of, trying to point the finger on, you're to blame or this or whatever, right? How do we actually solve that issue of lust in the community? because it's not helping no one. Because she finished it off with saying, "I'm gonna smash your windows or key your car." She's turning crazy. That's not helping no one. So how do we actually solve the issue of lust in our community?
Cole said it, discipline. It really is on the, you know, if it's a woman who allows it to happen, it's the man who then says, I know you're allowing it to happen, but I'm going to choose to not go forward with it, even though it's an easy layup, even though, you know, you're very attracted to me, even though all these different scenarios. That's the solution. Then it becomes the man's responsibility to in a way to stop the woman from being in that position where she could in the future start keying his car or possibly trying to take his life or causing all kinds of mental and emotional damage to her. If he doesn't care, which a lot of men mostly don't, because they're thinking about the immediate satisfaction of that instinct that they want to engage in, then he's going to follow through with it. But if he's thinking for in the way for her, even though she is allowing it to happen, then that's the really only solution. If we as men lead in that aspect and say, even in spite of the fact that it's right there in front of my face, like a kid in the candy store, you're choosing not to touch the candy. I'm just saying, it's not easy to do, and I understand why most men don't do it. It's easier to go the path of least resistance, which is it's right there in front of me. Why wouldn't I not gorge myself with all of this candy in front of me? And fuck it, I'll get a sweet tooth. Fuck it, I'll get diabetes. It's easier to go down that path because even when you're talking about diet, it's the same way. It's easier to just eat the things we want to eat, the candy, the chips, and all this other stuff, the sweet. We know not to do it, but it takes discipline not to do it. In the same way, a man would have to be disciplined not to, in a way, looking out for the woman who's willing to be in that vulnerable position. Most men don't care.
And I understand what you're trying to say, right? But I think we've kind of given it. So your response is more case of like it still kind of gives it a grey area of we can still point fingers, right? And that's what I'm saying. How do we actually walk it down where men, what's the steps for men to become disciplined and what's the steps for women to become disciplined when men and women are facing each other?
That's a good question.
Can I jump in as the elder on the panel? I think what it is too is men have to understand their purpose.
That's it.
Their God-given purpose. And that helps a lot because men will always have access to women. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care if y'all got morals. Most men will always have access to women. I don't care if you're married or single. You're going to have access to them. So I think the problem, especially with our black men, is that we don't get to our purpose. And we think that our purpose is between our legs. And we don't understand how to be disciplined because our fathers have not been there to show us discipline. It's only been our mothers who has been nurturing us. So then we go out there and look for that in women. And that turns into sex. Me and my friends were just talking about this the other day. I got like 5 friends. 3 of us were raised by single women, and 2 of us were raised with fathers in the house. The 2 that were raised with fathers in the house, they had girlfriends, but it wasn't. They didn't. They were on their purpose. I always had a girlfriend. I couldn't go without a girl because we used to our mothers nurturing. It didn't matter what it was. I had to have a girl. I always have to have a girlfriend. I always have to have a girlfriend. I always have to have a girlfriend. And so you get into that mode, and unless you're on your purpose and on your vision, it just is what it is. But men who are on there, that's why people think that wealthy married men cheat. It's more broke dudes that don't cheat. Because married men who have purpose understand the loss. It's these broke guys out here that's knocking down everything. Because they don't have a purpose and they don't have a vision. So I think that's part of the problem. It's just like the Spartans, who they took their men away from women to be raised to really understand who men were. We so much up under our mama all the time And then a lot of these boys, a lot of these teenagers, they go from their mama's house to their girlfriend's house. They don't have no time to be alone and find out who they are. They in relationships soon as they get out the house. And so I think that's the biggest problem.
Mm.
And I wish you would stop all this capping, because if you ain't a virgin when you got married, all this bodies of the temple and all that, just get off all that. Because if you done had sex before you married, for all us Christian people, or had babies before you married, all us Christian people, let's just stop the cap. Because we got to live it. It ain't just talking about it. We got to start living it. We got all these people divorcing in the church, pastors divorcing their wives, getting with other women in 5 days. You got baby mamas, baby daddies in the church and everything else. It's just a whole bunch of hypocrites. And that's one thing I have never been as a hypocrite. I own everything I done. I ain't sitting up here saying I made my mistakes. So can we stop all this capping on this feed and let's deal with some real issues? Talking about morals and standards, and you a baby mama? Come on now. Because I'm a baby daddy.
I hear that. We're gonna leave that right there. Herschel, I saw you come off mute too, man. I saw Civil come off mute. I know if y'all wanted to say something. Y'all good now?
Herschel can go first. He's always willing to wait.
It was just a joke a long time ago when you were asking about when is the time and how a guy would pass it up and turn it down. It was just like if it don't smell right. That's all.
No, I appreciate that though, Herschel. So that's what I'm saying, right? So that's where I was going with it. And I said that's a valid point, right? So the point I was trying to make was it should never be too hard to tell anybody no. Yep, every female who has a female, sexual organ, like that don't just guarantee her a yes. Yeah, maybe she ain't on point, so she gets a no. Maybe she ain't the one you was looking for. She gets a no. Yeah, maybe she been out here making bad decisions from what you can see and how she living her life and how she moving. She gets a no. Yeah, to your point, Herschel, maybe she ain't smelling right. She should get a no. Like there's plenty of scenarios where somebody should get a no. They shouldn't just get a yes just because it presents itself. And that was the point I was making. Let's say, because we was going down the lines of discipline. Yep, and as a man, you got to have that. There's always going to be temptation. So going back to the young lady in the video, I to a certain extent agree with her. Yep, I don't think fellas should be out here just laying pipe everywhere. Like I don't believe that. Yeah, because that's partly why we seeing some of the issues we out here seeing today. Fellas out here just laying pipe because they can lay pipe. Let's just be real. Yep, they out here laying pipe. They ain't got no intentions around none of the pipe. The opportunity presented itself, so they laid some pipe. Yep, and then they be mad, you know what I'm saying? Because they come out, they got their brand new Challenger. They come out, it's got key marks up the side of the door. They like, what happened? Well, you was laying pipe with the wrong chick, bro. She came back and marked their territory. What you think happened? Yeah, so I'm just like, I agree with the young lady to a certain extent. You know, fellas do need to be more disciplined with where they out here laying pipe. Like she right. And I'm sure any man who's willing to keep it honest with himself can think back in his history and be like, man, I probably shouldn't have laid that pipe with that one. She was crazy. Well, I might have not should have laid pipe with that baby mama. I can't stand her. So let's just be honest. So she not fully wrong when she say that fellas need to not be out here laying this good pipe for these girls that don't deserve it. Like she not off with that. Yeah, but if, you know what I'm saying, as fellas, once again, and I've said this before, if we taking the position that just because somebody put it in my face, I got to take it, then that's going to be part of the issue. Because I said, as a man, if you that weak, if somebody can just put something in your face and you got to take it, regardless of how it's going to hurt you, regardless of if she got some STDs or not. Like, you just got to take it. And this is why I asked the question, what would be the scenario that would make the dude say no? Yeah, what if this young lady got some diseases? We gonna go and take it because it's there? Like, was we gonna be like, no, I'm good? Like, so it's got to be some scenarios where, as a man, you saying to yourself, hey, I got a lot to lose. I can't touch her. I know she hot. She a hothead. I'm not touching her. Yeah, she gonna blow up my spot. Nope, I ain't messing with her. Yep, that one right there. I know she thinks she said I can get it tonight at 10:30, but nah, she hollered at my man's last week. I ain't touching her. I see how she get down. Nope, I'm good. Like a man, as a man, you gotta have them thoughts. I don't care how good it look. You gotta have them thoughts.
It will cost you if you don't. I just got done talking to a guy who had 13. I thought he was joking. He said, I got 13 kids. I said, you say you got 3 kids? He said, no, I said I got 13. I said, how? And then I saw almost as soon as he told me how he got them, what he was doing, hollering at women outside the car, just random women. Like, every woman is your type. The reality is that a lot of men just don't have, like Vince said, that purpose. And so now he's in a position where this man is a 40-year-old with arthritis, all throughout his right side of his, and he can't even work to take care of the kids he got. He's barely making any money. It's just, this is the consequences. This is the price that men pay when they're, I guess, quote unquote, stigmatizing women. And the women he showed me that he got babies with, they're beautiful women physically. But then now they're stuck with kids that this man can't afford to take care of. He's not in those children's life. It's impossible. He has probably more kids than Nick Cannon, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And people give Nick Cannon a lot of shit. So, and this is an average man. No, he's not even average. To be honest, he's below average. He's not making anything remotely close to Nick Cannon. So it's just, it's really sad to see in real time. But I also have friends that I grew up with who went down that path and they regret it. Oh, I got kids with this person out and I should have just kept it in my pants. It's too late now. 18 years later, you can say you regret it, but it's done. That's it. So there are consequences that we pay as men if we take those easy layups, if we take the candy that is given to us and handed to us freely. But so we think it's free, but then we learn what the price we have to pay for it. It's your life. It's the sanity of the woman. It's the children that you produce that won't have the father who grow up to repeat the same things that you did, or the daughter who go to look for the man that you are, that you don't want to be, but somehow you think is going to be different, but she's going to find that man in you and other men, so the cycle continues. So it's a curse that goes on. That's the price that we pay. For women, it's just like, oh, he dignitized me. Oh, it felt too good. Oh, I'm going crazy. For men, it's a heavier price we have to pay because we're supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to be the ones to say no, even when it's given to us, because we're supposed to have the foresight to not go down that path. But a lot of us abandon it. Not that we don't have it. We choose to forego it because of the low-hanging fruit, which is often rotten to the core.
Right. But let me add to what you said, Joe. Then I'm gonna come over to Coco. The other thing I will add though is that I think we still also got to consider that the woman is gonna have consequences too, though. You can see what can happen for the woman is now, because of her not having discipline, now she is no longer the perfect 10. Yeah, but now she's going to fall into the category, or can fall into the category, where now certain dudes or her possible dude is now saying, you know what, I'm going to pass on you because you've been out here in these streets too much. So, yeah, I think on both sides, as men and women, we got to consider, as fellas, where we laying pipe at and who we laying it with. And then as women, where we receiving pipe at and who we receiving it from. And that's just what it is. You want to say something, Coco? Then we're going to get ready to take some clothes and get up out of here. Go ahead.
I'm just going to piggyback on what you said, because I happen to agree. Like, maybe this is unpopular opinion coming from a woman, but I have always been of the mind that the biggest burden is on the woman. I agree with that, and I believe that, because as a woman, the implications for you are just so much deeper, right? Like you're the one that's going to, like he said, we just established that there's a double standard. Let's just be honest. It's a double standard. So a man will be less likely to accept a woman who has been out there and, has, been loose, whatever y'all perceive loose to be. A male is going to have it's going to be a lot harder for him to accept it, right? Than for a woman to accept a man that's been out there, right? Because of that double standard. Doesn't mean, I'm not backtracking from anything that I said earlier, because I still believe that and I stand on it. But I do know that there is a double standard. And I know that for men, it's just different. It's the same reason why, a man, if a woman steps out of the relationship, it's gonna be a lot less likely that he will accept her once he finds out than if a man steps out of the relationship. That woman will be more likely to accept that and try to move forward and try to move past it, right? And try to forgive the indiscretion, right? That's just a part of the double standard that exists. So for me as a woman, I don't have no other way to say it. You're tainting yourself. You are. It's just the way I see it, the way I look at it, whatever. I don't care, because it is what it is. It's a spot. It's a stain. That's why the number's always going to be 3 when a man asks you, because even that number just sounds more tolerable. You want him to know that, yeah, you've been out there, but not too much. You know what I'm saying? That's why, because even it matters, right? So I think for a woman, yeah, the burden is on you, because not only is it more of a mark morally, but you take that risk of getting impregnated and replicating this man's DNA, and this might not even be the man that you even want to be with like that. And more than likely, he doesn't want to be with you in that way. So now you guys have created a situation where the child is coming into the world. Neither one of y'all really, let's just be honest, y'all don't really want the child. You don't. When the child gets here, you'll love the child and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, neither one of you wanted the child. You didn't. Let's just be honest, right? So for a woman, that's your burden to carry, because some men have walked away and said, it ain't me. And now you're stuck holding that, right? So I just think that it is, to me personally, a bigger burden on the woman, because the decision you make, whether or not to sleep with this man or not, it could be a life-changing decision, just like that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, let's see. We're gonna get ready to wrap, man. It was an awesome conversation. We'll take some closing and we're gonna get up out of here. So I'm gonna switch it up tonight. I'm gonna come across the bottom and then top, and we gone. Civil, you're up first, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
I just appreciate the conversation with everybody. It's really awesome to get different perspectives, especially because internally we all live in our own echo chambers. Algorithms and today's social media definitely make sure of that. But I would like to end with saying it's women's fault. 100%. If everybody takes accountability, that kind of solves it. We get to where we need to go. I hate to talk and run, but it's late. I got to put my son to bed so he doesn't end up making the same mistakes I made. So I want to say thank you to y'all. This is one of my highlights of the week. I really appreciate the time and conversation with everyone here.
No, I appreciate you hopping on, man. And you know what, man, real quick, man, before you go, man, I appreciate you saying that, man. I've been hearing that folks look forward to Wednesdays, man. Regardless of what they got going on, they be looking forward to Wednesday, man. So I appreciate you saying that's one of your highlights of the week, man. Appreciate you coming on, bringing your perspective to the show. But I'll let you get out of here. I know you got to go take care of the kids, man. All right, take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Let me come over to Joe. You up next, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Nope. Have a good night, everyone.
Straight like that.
Good night.
Straight like that. Appreciate it. Herschel, it's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, so I think black men do need to listen more. We need to work on active listening. You know what I'm saying? Versus just trying to listen so you can respond or rebuttal or things of that nature. But not only do we need to listen more, I think we need to stop and think more. Goes back to the whole purpose thing and figuring out make your right choices in your life and decisions and things of that nature. A lot of us, if we would have stopped and think about a lot of different things in our lives, we would have prevented a lot of stuff, including myself. So yeah, I'm finished with that.
Appreciate that, man. That's grown right there. Appreciate that close out. JR, it's on you, man. You want to say anything if we get out of here?
Yeah, dope conversation again. Yeah, I think the topic, it was very interesting, right? Because obviously the perspective was obviously on men tonight, and like I always say, we need to come together, right, and sit down at a table, man, and have that conversation. We need to put our pride and ego aside and try and make it work, because like I always sit here and think that, hey, if we could just figure it out, that's more power to us, man. More power to us. And I don't think we understand how powerful we could be if we could actually figure it out. And yeah, it's just a shame that, we still want to blame each other and whatnot. But at the same time, the conversation is shifting where we are trying to become mature and whatnot, where there's not necessarily, trying to point the finger and whatnot. At the same time, so like I said, tonight was a good perspective on the men, where we should have to listen as well. It's not always about, women every time, but yeah, if we listen to one another, but like I said, the first thing is, let's sit down. Let's sit down, black people, and we'll get there. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that close out, JR. Vince, it's on you, man. What you want to say before we get out of here, man?
I just think that the topic is relevant. I think black men do need to listen. And the last statement that Miss Bell made about we need to stop creating broken homes, that's it right there. That's the number one problem in our community. It's not Donald Trump. It's not the economy. It's these homes with these children we are raising that are broken. And until we be honest about it and stop all the capping and stop, we gonna have to change. We're gonna have to. And I think black men need to listen to their black fathers. That's the problem. And most of them don't have that conversation with their fathers and the women. They're not having these conversations with husbands and wives. They're having these conversations with baby mamas, baby daddies, stepdaddy, no daddy, boyfriend, girlfriend. And it's just all over the place. It's just raggedy. It's just raggedy. And I know I get a little excited and a little animated, but when you have a whole new do-over and you see the mistakes that you made, it's humbling. When you see what's really needed, when you see how important you are, especially us as fathers, I didn't really understand my importance. Me and Remy, if y'all hear me and Remy getting a divorce, that's fake news. Because we ain't going nowhere. These children need us. And I never really understood it. And it's sad. Oh, that's all I got to say. Love y'all.
No, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that closeout, man. And I said, I think that's a valuable point, man. The fathers are definitely needed. The mothers are definitely needed. But, like to your point, Vince, as men, we really got to understand our purpose and value to the family as a whole. And I think if we did, let's say we would move a little differently and, and address things, in some more efficient ways or better ways, more productive ways. So now valid points right there. Cole, what you want to say before we get out of here, Cole?
In relation to the topic of men need to listen more. I believe that they do. And in addition to the listening, definitely self-reflect, because I think if that happened, they would understand the implications of certain choices. And as well, I mean, I would be really interested to see if said collective did make those adjustments. You know, how would that impact relationships? How would that impact women? Going off of the stance that men are our leaders.
Okay, you know them fighting words right there. Them fighting words right there. Is that what you want to close on, Cole? You gonna leave it like that?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, appreciate
you. You can't drop something like that. That's just not fair. Oh man.
All right, B-Box. I think it's on you. Cole dropped. She dropped that bomb and then went on mute. So it's on you, B-Box. So go ahead, man.
I'll try to ignore it. I want to respond. I do believe that black men need to listen more, and not only just listen, but just look at people's actions and stuff too, right? I mean, listening is one thing, but you really need to see how people move as well. I really think that one of the issues is that sometimes we talk at each other, not to each other. There's not a lot of emotional regulation. It's just all back and forth. It's crazy, and you see it on the internet streets. You see it sometimes just on a regular basis outside. And I saw one video where a guy told, it was a black woman and black male interaction where it got a little heated, but the black man was telling her, "Hey, I'm not your enemy. Relax. I'm not your enemy." And she relaxed. Yeah. If anybody's seen that, right? I was like, that was really cool to see. And I think that's kind of where we got to go. Hey, I'm not your enemy. I'm not trying to fight you. Let's relax. I think they're at a gas station. Ain't that big of a deal. Let's just talk about it. It's going to be all right. I think that's kind of where we need to go. So.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I agree with that, man. Appreciate that. Coco, it's on you. What do you want to say before we get out of here?
I'm just gonna piggyback on what B-Box just said. I think that's where we are. I think that is what's needed, right? Like, I don't think that this is a space where we need to just lay everything at, the men's feet and say, fix this mess, right? But I do, because I am a woman who does understand the power of male leadership. I do think that we do need our men to come on board. We do need that. Don't get me wrong. I understand that women are out of order. Y'all know that. I know that for the most part, it's a struggle for men, right? Because a lot of women are just out of order. So I understand that. But just know that male leadership is missing. It's missing. From the space, right? I think that men do a great job at listening. I just think the problem is, unfortunately, they've been hearing a lot of negativity towards them. And so I think that now they're like, they just don't want to hear it anymore. They don't really want to hear what women have to say, because unfortunately, when they were listening, it was a lot of negativity. Right. So now men have more to say than listen. They have more to say than to sit back and listen, because I think what was coming their way just wasn't favorable. Right. And so I would love to see that change. I wish I could tell you that it would. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of money. And I just want to say this. There's a lot of money on hopping on the internet and going viral. We've had women come on here. We reacted to it. A woman that came on here complaining about a perfectly good man that she said she ain't even going to divorce. She ain't going to divorce him. But, she telling other people not to get married. You see what I'm saying? We got women coming on here now. What's the trending thing on TikTok? They complained about the lunch that they man made for them because they forgot to make a lunch. And now they embarrassing their husbands because, husbands, I guess, don't make lunches the same way. So the husband is just putting whatever he can think of or whatever he can come up with. He just throwing it in the bag, just so she can have something to eat. And now these women are going through the bag, showing you everything they put in there and embarrassing their husbands because it wasn't what they would have packed. Then you got, like, I just saw a lady that came, and I'm only saying this to prove a point, guys. So stay with me for a second. I just saw a lady who opened up some eggs, the same eggs I buy and eat all the time, same brand. She just opened up the eggs and is pulling the inside of the eggs apart and trying to tell you that the eggs is made out of paper and they fake eggs. Because guess what she's doing? Pulling the membrane, separating the membrane from the eggshell and telling us it's paper. And literally people who raise chickens are in the comments like, I raise chickens. That's how they supposed to look. It's the membrane. Like, it depends on what you feed the chicken. It's gonna look a little different based off what you feed why are you telling people to be careful? They make fake eggs and see what I'm saying? Like, we getting on the internet and we saying that we doing anything. Unfortunately, we're just soaking it all in and taking it all in. And we think these people are telling us the truth. And we think that these people are telling us something that's good for us. And we're just running with it. So now I'm supposed to stop buying the eggs that I'm buying, that I've been buying, that I've been eating all this time, because you're telling me it's paper in the eggs and it's just, at what point do we try to separate, what we're being shown from reality? And that's why I say, I understand it's a lot of loud and wrong, but I really would like for us to try to get around that and rise above that. Because now I'm at the point where I'm thinking a lot of these people are doing this stuff because it's money in it. And I don't even know if I believe half of it anymore. It's more outrageous every day. So with that being the case, let's not alter our entire lives and destroy our relationships based off of it. And I'll just land there.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I agree with that. It's definitely a lot of fugazi stuff on the internet now, a lot of fake information. I'll just say this, man. Let's say shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Shout out to Tweet Bill hopping on with us tonight. Victoria Williams, Donovan, Kenyatta, the real one, Marjorie with a Purpose. Definitely go check her out. She dropped some great content on YouTube. Marjorie with a Purpose. Definitely go check her out. But yeah, shout out to the comment section, man. Shout out to, let's say, everybody who's held us down on the platform, supported the platform, man. Let's say we're a small platform, man, but we growing, we getting bigger. As y'all see, we have some fire people on the panel: Coco, Beatboxer, Herschel, Cole, Vince, Joe, JR, Civil. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got some fire people come on the platform, man. Yeah, we have people that come on the platform, man, that want to see some change themselves. Yeah, they want to see our situation improve. They want to see the fellas moving better out here. They want to see the women moving better out here. Yep, collectively, we want to see people in relationships. We want to see people together. We want to hear about some marriages. Yeah, I can't wait for the day for somebody on the panel talking about they done got married. They a Kandid Konvos marriage, and you know what I'm saying? That'll make my day. But yeah, we want to see us collectively move in a better direction, man. And that's why we show up every Wednesday night. Listen, I know we got folks based on the comments who look forward to Wednesday nights so they can tap in. And we appreciate y'all. Yeah, listen, Wednesdays is always special, man. But I would say this. Oh, my bad. Hold on. And you're right, Tweet. She said, don't downplay what y'all doing. Don't downplay what y'all doing. Stop saying it's small. Now, I'm only saying that based on subs, but I don't mean overall in what we doing. So what we doing is big. Yeah, we affecting change. People have validated that. So no, what we doing is big. I'm just talking really in subscribers on YouTube. But we gonna get there. But I understand what you're saying. You're right. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, in order to get this thing corrected, it's going to take some discipline from both sides. You have the men being more disciplined in how we moving and who we interacting with and what we out here doing, and the women being more disciplined with who they interacted with, who they letting into their, you know what I'm saying, into their space, into their sacred spaces. And we got to start respecting and appreciating each other. I think that's one of the main things that's missing. The respect for each other, the appreciation for each other, and the value that we bring. Yeah, we not seeing the value in that. We not respecting each other like we should. Yeah, when I say that, I'm all the way back at the beginning, at the core. Yep, it's basic respect, it's basic appreciation for each other. Then I think we would start to see some change. If you appreciate and respect each other, then you're gonna want to have a conversation. You're not gonna mind. Yeah, you're gonna be open to listen to the other person and what they got to say. They're gonna be open to listen to you. Yeah, this is how we can make some change and turn the corner. Yeah, but right now I think we're struggling with the basics, just the basics of appreciating and respecting each other. And if we can get that back, which I think is gonna naturally happen on its own, because as you get older, it's gonna get rough out here. People don't see it yet, but it's gonna get rough out here. I think what's going on out here is gonna help change some people. But I'm gonna leave that right there. So yeah, I'm at the basics with it. Yeah, basic respect, basic appreciation. I think that would help us turn this corner. But man, shout out to my panel once again, man, holding me down. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. This is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and hit that share. Yeah, that's how we grow the platform. That's how we get these great conversations out to as many of our people as possible. But man, we'll be back next Wednesday, 8:30 on the dot. But man, appreciate y'all holding us down. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch y'all next Wednesday.